winter storm of yesterday and early today has moved on. Now comes the cleanup, and they say milder temperatures for the weekend. He is a Brier champion. He's a world champion. And this afternoon, he became the all-time Brier Games leader. But one province that has given the leader fits, Manitoba. They stopped Howard's Brier run in 2009. Last year in London, they handled Howard in the final. Now, can these boys from Brandon make life hard for Howard again? Draw 11. The Brier continues. Day 4 of round-robin play at this year's Tim Hortons Brier is about to wind up. But earlier today, this afternoon, in Draw 10, this wonderful story of Jamie Cooey from the Northwest Territories Yukon out of Yellowknife went to an extra end against Quebec. And in that extra has this hit and stick for the win. And now Jamie Cooey, in his 6th Brier, is among the contenders at 5-1. Elsewhere, Newfoundland and Labrador's Brad Goucher wins over BC, but you have to wonder if it's maybe coming too late for Brad Goucher, the gold medal winner of 06. Ontario got a couple in an extra to beat Saskatchewan, so Ontario is now 5-1. And Northern Ontario, Brad Jacobs from Sault Ste. Marie hands Alberta, and Kevin Cooey their first loss. So there you have the Cooey brothers. One from Alberta, the other one for the Northwest Territories Yukon, and Ontario at 5-1. Manitoba, big game then with Ontario coming up, just one game back in the loss column. As on this Tuesday night, we say hello Canada and welcome back to our continuing coverage from here in Saskatoon. You know, we have seen that in fact this Manitoba side can give Glenn Howard all kinds of trouble. At one time in 2009, Rob Fowler, this year's skip, was on that Jeff Stoughton team. And you wonder if he maybe learned something that'll bring into this one.
Well, you wonder if he has some Manitoba magic, perhaps. But, you know, it's always interesting when we see two aggressive skips. That's what we've got in this game. Rob Fowler loves rock zoom play. You have to give the edge to Glenn Howard when it comes to experience, of course. You're not going to outthink Glenn Howard, but it is Manitoba that's done better in scoring. Ontario have struggled getting points on the board. If you talk about points average per game, well, Glenn is way below his average. He's below 7. He's only got 6 deuces in 6 games. However, he's stolen some points. When you talk about Rob Fowler, he is scoring. He is getting deuces, but he's giving up steals. And Russ, when it comes down to it, really, Rob has struggled on a few shots.
Yeah, we saw it. We covered the first game against Quebec. He did struggle, but he was trying for those big shots. And we criticized him a little bit for not being being too aggressive and not leaving himself any shots. He stuck with that plan, and more power to him. I like the style. You're not going to win the Brier waiting for somebody to miss. He's trying to create mistakes. It's worked 4 times. It hasn't worked twice. See what happens tonight.
And if you're Ontario, what's the thing you want to do most? Is not go to an extra end. 5 straight. And for us, too. It is Manitoba and Ontario when we come back.
Obviously, you can't win unless you get to the finals. We're very good at that. Proud of our record, proud of the fact that every time we're here, we're always in the playoffs, we're always in contention, we're super consistent. We've just got to get over that hump.
The skip position brings some different responsibility. There's leadership that comes along with it, and it's a position that I've looked forward to playing all through my men's career. And you want to lead in a certain way, and you want to give confidence to your team, and I think as a skip, if you can stay calm and control your emotions, it helps to bring your team's performance to the table.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association, by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle, and by Cashmere Bathroom Tissue. Nothing feels like cashmere.
Draw 11 Tuesday night here. The game's on the ice. There he is, Jamie Cooey, 5-1. Remembering now his best Brier was his first in 06. He went 6-5. New Brunswick, Quebec on sheet B. Our featured game is on sheet C. And on sheet D, it's Saskatchewan, Nova Scotia. Two teams that started well, have struggled lately, both looking to regain some momentum. Always look forward to Manitoba against Ontario. Time to meet the teams now is brought to you by Ford. Drive one.
Hi, I'm Rob Fowler, skip from Team Manitoba. Our lead is Derek Samagalski. Our second is Richard Daniel. Our third is Alan Liburn, and we curl out of the Brandon Curling Club in Brandon, Manitoba.
Hi, I'm Glenn Howard, skip of Team Ontario. Our lead is Craig Saville. Our second is Brent Lang. Our third is Wayne Madaw, and we curl out of the Coldwater and District Curling Club.
Let's go. Let's wind her up. Manitoba has won the draw to the button. They'll have the last rock playing the Red Stones here in the first. And there you see Craig Saville settling in. Ontario will play the yellow. I'll tell you one thing. We watched them in that extra. And that's their fifth straight. We made mention of it. You play a lot of games, we know that. And several of them back to back. Wow. We just have to, you know, I joked about not for us either. For our entire crew, it's a very quick turnaround. Just enough time to maybe grab something to eat and you're back at your place. The curlers go through exactly the same thing.
Oh, there's no question about it. I've been in this situation quite a few times, and by the time you deal with the media after the game's over, after the extra end, you change, you try to rush and get some food. Hopefully the coach or the fifth man has something organized, but a lot of times you're 25, 30 minutes period to gulp down some food and get right back into that game mode, and it's tough to concentrate early.
And you have to think on the two different teams. The one player we have a little question mark about, and we don't want to kid him, but it's true, is Wayne Madaw. He takes a little time off brushing sometimes. He's maybe not quite to the level of the front end, Craig and Brent, as far as preparedness and fitness. And that's the kind of thing that can catch you. And you don't even know it sometimes. You're just not kicking out of the hack the same. It's just little things go wrong.
Yep, yeah, for sure. It takes so much concentration to play at this level.
Really, really hard. Hard! 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 Whoa! Just sweeping, boys.
Well, let's take a look at the game plan these teams might employ tonight. Brought to you by World Financial Group. Your dreams are strategies.
We said they're aggressive, both of them. Ontario, I'm not saying change it. The only difference is occasionally Wayne has given up a point here or there by not getting the rock in the right spot. You can pretty well rely on the front end for Ontario. They need to continue on with Wayne getting those rocks in the right spot. Same thing, Manitoba, stay aggressive, but sometimes Rob gets himself caught. He's got a great performance from Alan Liburn at third, but you have to bail out sometimes with that great third.
Whoa. Yep.
So, of course, we say they should stay aggressive, and this is a fairly open end. That first rock coming just over the hog line, that's not going to give you a lot of protection anyways. It's so long. And now they're exchanging hits.
Yeah, Manitoba had it dead buried about as high in the ring as you could put it, and Ontario came around, hit and stayed. So if you throw the right speed, that guard's a non-factor.
Manitoba did not play this afternoon. They had the afternoon off.
Well up.
I would have. Maybe not. I'm arguing with myself. But
how's that going?
Tell us when you want us to join in.
Yeah, I'm just thinking here. You know, if it was another sport and you were playing a game where a team just came off the ice, you might even up the aggressiveness, trying to take advantage of the fact that they just come off the ice.
Well, we've thought about it a lot. Our teams used to talk about exactly that, especially if the team, Glenn came off with a victory, so that helps. But if teams had a bitter extra end loss, it's even harder to recover in a lot of cases. So you might be, if you have the hammer first end, you might go right up and be very aggressive.
Should curl enough. There.
Not moved at all.
Yeah, it's not curling at all.
In this case, Glenn, you know, with the out hammer and the guard came a little long, it's going to be more of a wide open end.
Leave it short?
Yeah, I think so. Okay.
That has to be straight. Yeah.
I think it is.
So just if you're keeping count, I won that argument with myself. I'm pretty pleased.
I'm proud of you, Vic.
Whoa, 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 whoa.
Yep. Whoa. Yep.
Whoa, whoa.
That's fine.
I hope it's not in.
What kind of weight are we calling this?
If that rock's good, then
Small
it's only
error
4
there.
a bit, maybe 4.
Allows Ontario to be aggressive. They're just saying that the previous rock thrown by Brent Lang, Brent's last rock, just didn't curl the way they thought it would. So we'll have to keep that in mind.
Now, don't forget, when there's an extra in, the ice makers have a tighter turnaround as well. We've said the ice is much better. That means more consistent. The players feel a lot more comfortable with putting down the broom. But we will potentially see a little difference. Third game of the day. The building's been warm. They try to cool it down by opening the doors, but it isn't easy for the ice makers with that turnaround.
Well, the weather did affect the crowd this afternoon in terms of size. Looks like it's filling in nicely this evening.
That's the really tough part. Is there going to be 3,000? Is there going to be 7,000? Is there going to be 10,000? Like, it's really tough to know what the heat is going to be, because you can't just flip a switch and move that ice temperature around. You have to guess within a certain amount of degrees Fahrenheit to be able to handle that.
Whoa, guys, whoa.
Right from the beginning, the ice makers did predict that the center ice, sheets B and C, would have less impact from a change in the crowd. And it's always difficult for them to estimate what's going to happen.
It's good.
Fine now.
Yeah.
Go normal. No. Let's go this way. You got to roll away.
Hit and roll away, I think.
Really?
Yeah. You were going to be up behind the tee, probably.
And an easy double.
Yeah.
It's still fun to watch this team. This Ontario team are so good about communicating and chatting about the strategy. And Wayne clearly wanted to play a different shot, but the other three were clearly sticking with this one, a roll away.
Anything.
Wayne got his wish.
He did. And they said the reason was it groups them, allows a double, allows a hit and roll.
Try and get a little thinner than half. I think I'm okay with that, or want to go there?
Okay.
Let's go solid, nice. Whoa. Whoa.
Stay close.
Playing the roll.
Manitoba with last rock. Alan Lyburn, the Scottish native.
That's good.
Beauty.
Someone you're not going to ever win an argument with. Kathy Gauthier, how are you this evening?
I'm fine, Victor, thanks. You talked about Russ and Linda, about Robbie's challenges when he was playing the aggressive style. Interestingly enough, his coach, who's also his father, Brian Fowler, said that it wasn't the shot making. What he noticed is that in those big shots, Rob's mechanics changed, almost like a golfer who tries to hit the ball too hard. He was moving his backswing way too fast. His timing was off. They've talked about that, had that discussion, and earlier today, this morning when he played, I noticed that he was definitely slower. He made the big shot for 4. That's what they think is the key. It's not the strategy. It's not the aggressiveness. It's slowing down in the hack on the big shot.
Well, that's a really good point, Kathy, because you have a rookie skip. He's excited to be here. You've got to control that excitement, get in that hack, and find a way to just throw the controlled weight you need to make the shot.
You can vary it like full 8-foot the way yours went. It's not necessarily that easy.
That was a very nice roll, but that was also a very nice shot by Glenn. Empty house now.
I'll go a little more with Ryan right there. So where are we going? Just full 8? Full 8-foot, yeah.
Top 12, but all depends on line.
Yeah. Well, we could definitely make a curl at the end, right?
Thinking 3 to tee.
The nice thing for Rob having his dad as coach is he really knows his
305.
delivery. For people that don't know the deliveries, if you have a newer coach, we talk about writing a delivery script so that you write down all the steps that you normally take and the pace that you normally have so a coach could watch and see if there's a problem. That won't be an issue for Rob. His dad knows him very well.
In the old days, if you could just bury part of a rock, you'd be excited. This is so easy to bury. You have to be careful where you put it. If you go too deep, Glenn freezes. If you go top 12 dead bury, you might see Ontario go right around it and use it as a guard. So the proper spot would be just nibbling the top of the forefoot.
Full 8. Line's real good. Full 8. Clean it. Line's good.
Yep, hard, guys. What's there?
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
What's there?
whoa,
What's there?
whoa, whoa, little bit.
A little bit hard. Hard.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Like there. Very nice. If it's too good, Glenn's going to have to go around that.
And there is Brian Fowler, 25 years after he represented Manitoba at the Brier. Here is his son, Rob. Second team out of Brandon and of Westman.
That's all I got, don't I?
Yeah, it's the same as mine.
You use a heavy hook, that's the only thing.
Yeah.
Well, Wayne's hand
so
here
if you
just
throw,
curled.
Yeah.
throw a hack, it's going to curl good.
I got to be solid hack.
hack.
Yeah.
Tough shot. You have to hit a good chunk of this. Hack weight's not a lot of weight to remove a rock. It has to go about 8 feet. So Glenn has to go to pretty well at least half of this to get it out.
Yep.
Whoa. Yeah. Whoa, 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 whoa.
A mile.
Enough to catch a corner.
Go, Wayne.
Hard, Wayne. Hard.
Dawn now trying to drag it out the side and just.
Shot, Glenn.
Holy, out of position. Sweep that.
Well, that wasn't an easy shot. You heard them actually talk about a
so.
release that Brandon put on it to get a little more curl. And that one was thrown very straight in Glenn's traditional straight style, but it worked. Got enough of it.
In his fourth Brier appearance, 36-year-old Rob Fowler, but his first as a skip. And he gets a free one here in the first. Throwing it through, a blank goes on the board. Tuesday night in Saskatoon. Let's start our updates on this 11th draw. Checking in on New Brunswick and Quebec. And it is 1, 2, and 3. So that's New Brunswick, Terry Odishaw from Moncton, Final Stone, Robert Desjardins. Kathy.
Well, he's trying to play the double. Terry Odishaw played the hit and roll in his last one. If he's able to make the double, should be able to stick around with his shooter for one.
Oh, now he may need the catcher. Hang on to the edge. He will for a single point. Quebec's on the board.
One yellow.
Watching as well, Saskatchewan against Nova Scotia. Suggested, Kathy, both these teams started well, have struggled lately, and it is Scott Manners that has the last rock here in the first.
Well, and he's forced to try to draw for one. That Yellowstone buried. Needs full 8 foot, though.
Coming off that extra end loss to Ontario to sit at 2 and 4. Nova Scotia, Jamie Murphy from Halifax won his first 3. And then has dropped 3 in a row. And there's the draw for the single point. And so Saskatchewan with the early lead. Our featured game here on this Tuesday night at the Credit Union Center is Manitoba against Ontario. The blank in the first means Manitoba once again has the last rock playing the Redstones.
Sit.
Okay. Wyatt, good shot.
It's been a common shot today. You saw Craig Saville going deep, and that's a nice shot, but definitely too far. And it's just the ice is so good now. 3-4 feet more slide, hog line in, and it's fooling a lot of curlers.
Well, the first stone of the end was played in, corner guard, and then come back to the middle with the guard, and then the come around.
Brent Lang as we play second stones.
Whoa.
Great front-end matchup. We actually have Derek, the Manitoba lead, at the top of the table. And it has only had one game where he didn't outcurl the opposing lead by that 5 percentage points or more, so he's a +5. And he has a big edge over Craig, who's usually in that position. And then we have the 2 seconds. Very similar games so far.
In the other game, it's on sheet A, and look at this. The Northwest Territories Yukon has opened with a couple. So Jamie Cooey has the lead on Mike Goody of Charlottetown. Cooey from Yellowknife looking to win his 6th and goes 6-1.
Don't touch it.
A little more weight here.
On its own, on its own, on its own. Whoa! Good shot, another boy.
Double those?
Yeah.
It looks like I have to hit 3/4 to make the double.
Like that?
Can you make the double?
You got to hit a lot of it.
I can hit half. I don't think it does anything
Close,
with jam.
that'll spin it.
It'll spin anyways.
Okay, try and hit it.
I think Brent's making a great point here. I doubt if he can make the double here now. They're hoping it spins off and gets behind the tee line, which would really help, but
Yep.
pretty good chance this could jam.
Hard! Hard! You gotta go, you gotta go, 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 go.
Great.
That's what's worked for Rob Fowler for the 6 times, is creating tougher shots.
Lord.
Brent Lang unable to sneak it by the center guard. So Manitoba is sitting 2 in the 4-foot, and they do have last rock here in the second.
Still a simple double for Ontario to get out, so they're going to guard at it for this point in time.
Not in.
We know it's not easy. They put these guards exactly in the right place,
Heavy, eh?
especially early in the
Mike,
game.
you're just coming in. Can you freeze high side?
No.
Freeze high side?
No, we can't, Rob.
Pound heavy.
Okay.
It's close.
Didn't curl, I don't know.
No, I had a bit too much ice as well.
Have to watch that.
Yep. I think you're trying to make that double.
Maybe he lobs one in there.
Well, then he
Lobs
makes.
one there. I guess we freeze.
We lie
Not
3.
down there. My shooter's, I'm going to roll this way, right?
It's the
That would be
easiest.
good if he could.
With peel, for sure.
Let's do that then.
What do you think? Come up at all?
What's that?
Think it'll come up at all?
We don't
I
want to
think
lie
we got to
3,
make
eh?
this double.
Well, Ontario, of course, comes in with the 5-1 record. They opened against New Brunswick with a win, and then 5 straight, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 extra end games, including the win over Saskatchewan. If you're looking ahead, final draw on Thursday evening will be against Alberta and Kevin Cooey. Will that be for first place? Wayne Maddaw.
Hey!
Whoa!
Whoa, whoa!
Whoa!
It's too high.
Get it out. Good boy. That's fine.
Okay, good.
Very nicely done.
Now he's got to group his rocks or leave it behind the tee line.
Yeah.
Right?
Absolutely.
Go there.
Shot.
Thanks.
Like this?
I think so.
This is an interesting situation because the Redstone is shot rock, but now you have to start thinking, how do I get the second point without setting up something? So Rob's decision is to play way over on the other side and leave the 2 yellows as probably second and third shot.
Yeah, because he has the luxury knowing that Team Ontario has to go after that shot rock eventually, and it should set up a double or triple opportunity. Try to hide this somehow, partly behind that corner.
Whoa!
6.
Whoa, whoa!
Alan Liburn.
Whoa! 3 for 5. Line's getting tight. Where is it?
There.
8.
8. It's heavy, actually.
Need a tick, eh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. You got a tick. Just watch it. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Okay, yeah.
It's fine.
Pretty much game speed there almost, eh?
Yeah, that's 84.
Rob Fowler and the team from Brandon, they come in with a record of 4-2. He admits that he was nervous in that opening game loss to Quebec, but then managing the wins and losses very nicely, picks up 3, loses, now wins against Nova Scotia and on the ice against Ontario.
Yeah. That's no good. I hit
Whatever you like.
Let's slide 3.
Board.
This should curl, I think. They didn't get it buried, but it still accomplished what they want. If Wayne makes this successfully, there should be 3 Yellow Rocks grouped together.
Board. 3. Whoa. Yep.
Yep. Yep.
Hard.
Really hard. Whoa, whoa,
Whoa.
whoa, whoa.
Wayne asked for more ice, and it still comes up.
Oh, crap.
Okay.
So was Alan. Crafty thirds. Pick or grab or?
I thought it would curl like that there. Oh well.
Well, come on, Wayne. If he was going to go that much, why didn't you take another foot of ice then? Like, come on.
He has been struggling. We said earlier, we saw last night, Wayne Madonna on his lines. Maybe sometimes cheating, getting inside or not getting out. Russ?
A couple of interns, there's one for sure today, and probably that one that he's rolled over a little bit.
That's not bad, as long as it stops.
Okay.
Good enough.
Okay. We weren't really sweeping, but that's just it's going there.
Yeah,
This one?
it's not bad. Even if I hit and roll over and top.
You hit and roll,
I don't mind
yeah.
that.
Right?
Okay.
He freezes, this one's still shot.
Yeah.
Right? Heel. You saw mine go down there.
That looks really tough.
Try and make the double, even if it's thick and roll over. Lose 1 yellow, that's not a big deal.
You just lose 1?
Yeah.
Okay. I like it. Good. What one? 7? It's good?
Sure.
Knowing your angles here is a little bit dangerous. You're jamming it onto that yellow. Obviously can't jam it incredibly thin.
Just lose 1?
If you hit it right where Wayne's broom is, the red will bounce off the yellow, and the shooter should go over towards that red that's dead buried, maybe knock it out, make the double.
Yep, yep. Hard. 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 Real hard. Hard. Right up, right up, right up.
Like that.
Very nice.
Now that's the advantage of really picking up the ice quickly. Wayne said on his it went straight, so Glenn's would go straight, and the brushing can hold it, and that's a nice turn to remember for later. The other turn really does swing, and you don't want to be playing that with big weight.
Sliding pretty good.
Got to get lots of eyes because you can't overcurl this.
That's where you came from in the second one.
I think you got to go more, Rob.
Yeah, because it's over a rock now, right? Try that.
You're too far over there and it might not come back, though.
Well,
so. But once it crosses, it'll go.
Okay.
Go there.
And so they have picked up on that, Russ, as you've pointed out, Linda pointed out. The center line appears to maybe be a little higher. So once it gets to the center line, and not to be too dramatic about it, it doesn't fall off, as you say, a cliff. But it will tend to drift to the outside.
Absolutely, and if you buy that theory, it's maybe shade downhill that way, which I think causes some of the overthrows. Allen was through with his first one if they didn't let it wreck on the guard, and he barely hung on the back 12 foot with no sweeping on the second one. But Rob's got a point here. This might not climb over that center line quick enough to curl the desired distance.
Yeah, hard. Put it there, guys.
Weight's good.
Hard line. Hard line. Hard line.
Weight's good.
Hard line.
7.
Hard, guys.
Derek Samagalski and Richard Deneau are on the brush. Trying to stop the overcurl here. They'd love to be shot. Trying to stop the overcurl. When they just may be shot.
Not on the one in the back, though.
Shot Stone. Linda, you're right. Is the Ontario Stone center line back 8?
Well, the brushers did what they had to do. They were communicating that it had the weight, but it just keeps going. Another part of it is, unless you have big rotation, the curl is just exaggerated once it gets into the house. It's really going sideways.
Yeah, they had to catch shot rock to make this effective. Glenn could just draw the 8 foot somewhere for 2.
4.5.
4.5? Okay.
I don't think it's all like down
No,
there.
it doesn't seem to be like they're whipping them. They're not going through, but
What do you think?
I think if you threw just 5 on your own, I think we could get it there, but that would be max.
4.5. I'll try and give
4.5.
you 4.5. Too close.
Yeah.
It's there though.
Wait on.
Stay with it. Stay with it.
Close. Not
Line's
yet.
good.
Not yet.
Okay, don't want to.
Not yet.
Bouncing, bouncing.
Not yet.
Okay.
Bouncing.
Not yet.
Bouncing a little
No.
bit.
No.
I'll touch this red.
Touch the red.
They did.
And go. Go. It's
That's
good.
not bad.
Pretty good. We
shot,
three?
right? Yeah.
Oh, so very nice.
It's the wizard.
Oh, it's good.
Nice.
It's good.
That slid good.
Yeah.
Slid
Now for a button draw. We were there in practice, eh? I think that's good. Okay.
So now this is an interesting point of ice rating. If you're going to
Pretty much
skip,
same speed here.
you have to understand the changes in ice.
speeding
And
a
you
little
just saw
quicker.
Rob trying to figure that out. He talked about practice. The broom was on the edge of the 8-foot. Already in this game, only second end, they've seen it straighten up a little bit. In particular, in this spot, he's really cut down the ice.
Anything this spot might be a tad quicker, not a whole
It's the
lot.
tightest we've seen draw
Same
the
should be
button.
good.
Same should be good, yeah.
Well, doesn't it stand to
305,
reason if it's
5 to 310.
if the center line is that shade higher, that going into that center line, wouldn't it be straighter?
Absolutely, Rick. Absolutely, yeah. And that's one thing you can do as a sharp curler. If you see only one turn, it can give you a clue on what it does in the other direction.
It's good.
Where is it?
Should be 7, 6.
So a draw against 3 for Manitoba and Rob Fowler here in the second.
8.
Yeah, I like
6,
it.
7.
Right on the tee line. Gotta go. Right on the tee line.
Good, good. Shot, Robbie. Good job, bless you guys. Hey, Robbie.
Rob Fowler, Manitoba will pick up a single. They have the lead. Ontario will have the hammer when we come back. Think you're a hot shot? Well, log on to FordHotShots.curling.ca. And if you're on target, you could win a lease on a brand new Ford Focus S. Here in Saskatoon, every Brier participant had the chance as well by taking part in the Ford Hot Shots final, coming down to a Battle of Ontario. Easy, fellas. Wayne Madaw stuffing Craig Saville. And then in the end, it was experience over youth as Madaw stuffed him on the ice to become the Ford Hot Shots champion. His prize, a 2-year lease on this beautiful Ford Focus Titanium. Log on to FordHotShots.curling.ca and give it your best shot. And just like Wayne Madaw, you could drive away in a brand new Ford. Not a lot of people were doing much driving anywhere earlier today. Lots of whiteouts in and around Saskatoon. Driving was difficult. Reports of overturned tractor trailers. But it's all blown out now, and sunshine expected for the next few days and milder temperatures as we welcome you back to Saskatoon. Our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier from the Credit Union Center. Our featured game is Manitoba against Ontario. Manitoba, after a blank in the first, get a single in the second, and so Ontario has the last rock here in 3, playing the Yellowstones.
Room.
Well, we have to expect with these two teams, we're going to see a lot of corner guards after the first one comes in. We've seen it again this end. And last end, Rob Fowler couldn't get the angle set up to establish a second point. We'll see if Glenn can. Of course, so far, Glenn has had the most trouble doing that, getting deuces set up.
Good shot.
Attaboy.
Kathy, you're on deck here, New Brunswick, Quebec, and New Brunswick, the team from Moncton, skipped by Terry Odeshaw, his last in 2.
Well, he's trying to run the guard straight back. It is the Quebec stone that is shot, biting the top of the button, trying to move it off because the second shot in the house and the button right now is his.
Run it back, tap, tap. Oh, and it just spills a little too far. One for New Brunswick to tie it 1-1 with Quebec's Robert Desjardins. Just a little rub on that center line guard.
Great try. Beautiful freeze by Craig Saville to set this up, and an opportunity for the two Frontera already.
That's going to spin out of the house.
Just on top? Go right on.
Whatever you want.
Okay, board.
Well, Glenn's waiting because Brenda's swapping stones. They have a process with the stones as far as which one might be a cutter, which one might be a little slower, and swap it out for this one because it's a little hit.
Played with a lot of teams that would have a cutter and they'd forget to tell you you're trying to put the broom down for him, and Glenn just motioned to which one is it. It's amazing how many times that happens.
Not supposed to be a surprise to your team. It's supposed to be a surprise to the other team.
Then they'll miss it narrow and come down and say, well, that was my cutter. Well, that's nice.
That's good information now.
Oh, great, Brent. No.
Well, Kathy, early in the competition, one of the big surprises was Nova Scotia, and the rookie team from Halifax, Jamie Murphy, opened with 3 straight wins, but has now lost 3 in a row. This is his final stone in 2.
Well, he's got a draw here for 3. A couple of bad breaks for Scott Manners. His first one just rubbing a guard, and he tried the double on his second. He got 1, but he stuffed it straight back, and so that's why Nova Scotia lies 2, anywhere in the paint for 3.
Let's see.
Make it. Car's dead frozen.
I think we make it.
Okay. Normal.
Because of that wonderful freeze from Craig, this is a pretty simple shot to sit 2 yellow. Just anything high side.
Great. Hard. Gotta go. Gotta go real hard, guys. You gotta go real hard. Whoa. 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 Yep. Whoa. Whoa. Sab. Get over. Yeah. Good. Okay.
Go there or here?
Well, so far all the play around that center guard as opposed to corner guard, and Rob Fowler looking at now running it into the Ontario Stones in the rings.
Just off nose.
Rob's trying to run this back, stick it, get rid of 1 yellow, but if he hits the red thin enough, he could make the yellow double.
Hard. Good. Good throw.
Manitoba continues to sit the 1, top edge of the 4.
That's all, Wayne.
Remembering that Ontario does have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
Yeah.
Hey, you get anything inside it real good.
Now this is a very key shot. It's not that hard in that they've seen it a lot of times, although there's not that much room by the guard.
Whoa, forward. Whoa. Right off.
Roll away.
Gotta hit it.
Roll away.
Gotta hit it.
Whoa.
Yeah, we definitely want to hit it.
Whoa.
Close, Sab, on the roll. Close. Not close.
I don't know. Set it a hair and didn't move at all.
Mike Goody and the team from Charlottetown coming off their first win earlier today. Score 1 in the second. Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife continues to lead 2-1. And Northwest Territories Yukon do have last rock in 3. Alan Lyburn.
Yep. Whoa.
That was one of those key shots we've talked about that Wayne has had a little mistake with rolling out. Had a good chance to sit 2.
He had 1 in that spot this afternoon, and he just had 1 in the second end coming back in that same spot that overcurled. I think he protected a little bit. And Glenn said, I'm not sure what happened. He looked a shade wide, but it was a combination of the weight and the different release, and they were fooled.
No. Make him go around the center.
Weight's good, eh, Sandy?
Yeah.
Right up.
Whoa.
I don't think it's heavy.
What?
I don't think it's heavy.
Oh, you don't?
Room.
Do you?
I don't think it's light. It's close.
Okay. Well, it's perfect then.
Ton of room.
Line's good.
Ton of room.
Yeah, it's still there.
Wait
This is that side of the sheet again. They're going to have to wait for it to slow down. That's when it'll break.
Go now. Hard, guys. Hard,
Yeah,
hard, hard,
go.
hard,
Gotta get the center.
Come on, come on.
Hard.
Good throw, Wayne. Too much ice.
Toss, Wayne.
Now that's interesting
Just got
to my mind. Remember,
I threw that hit in the same spot in the first half.
back in
went
one.
once. Well, I know, and then it's just pebble. Now we
When
won it off.
Madonna
That's a
missed.
lot straighter.
And he, Len said, "Come on, Wayne, you know it. You should have had more ice." Now
Proper weight, guys.
there is Len saying, "You threw it properly. The fault lies elsewhere."
Yeah, and that's why he's been to 174 Brier games, and sorry, it's 175. A little bitter. But yeah, it's all about that communication. Linda's said it for years, and some teams have it, some don't, and whether you like to hear the real news or not, that you have to do that to be able to make the next shot. It's really making your team better for that next one.
Yeah, roll it.
No roll.
Shot, Robbie.
I can get a little bit of.
He also heard Glenn at the end of the conversation saying, Wayne, the pebble's gone. They're not straightened up a little bit. It's so hard to see on TV. You just assume, I think, if you're not a non-curler, that it stays the same. Everything's identical, and it does change noticeably. When you're aiming, you're throwing 146 feet, and you're trying to get by a guard by an inch. It doesn't take much for the ice to change to fool you.
There has been a lot of play down this side.
Nice hack.
Whoa. Close. Whoa.
Nice hack.
Whoa.
Just hack.
Whoa. As long as it's enough to get it out. Whoa.
That is.
Whoa.
What?
Well, you mentioned the 174. That, of course, was the previous number of most games played at the Brier. But Glenn Howard is now his 176. Craig Saville today plays in his 100th. Brent Lang and Saville are in the same number of Briers, 8. But earlier this week, Saville missed 2 games because of the flu, so that's why the difference. And Wayne Madaw, who's also in his 8th Brier appearance, later this week will reach 100.
Guys, yeah, that was bumper, eh?
This is one of these ones that you'd love to roll buried, but you can't reckon the guard. Nice soft weight required.
You have to be a little careful because you've seen so many go straight. If you happen to do something with the release and turn it in a little bit, you just never know. I think they've got a string right there, though. They haven't moved 1 inch.
It's quite a bit heavier than Glenn's. Less chance of it to curl.
Popped it just a hair or two, I thought.
Protecting maybe a little bit. As I said, there wasn't a lot of room by that guard on all those throws. And when you look at that, sometimes you protect against being inside by popping it a bit outside.
And out the back, and so for the second time in 3 ends, we have a blank, and it remains 1-0 Manitoba.
Wow, was that straight?
Oh, we have a second. Let's go over to the game between Prince Edward Island and the Northwest Territories Yukon. And 1 stone to play here for the team from Yellowknife, Jamie Cooey. But that's an awful lot of red in there, Kathy. That belongs to PEI.
It is. On Jamie's first one, he tried to make an angle, and what he wound up doing is ticking one of the red ones over, but he opened up his shot stone that was in the 4-foot. My good, he wasted no time getting rid of it, and so he does face 3. Tough shot.
Leading 2-1. As we say, Jamie Cooey is a big story this year here in Saskatoon. In his 6th Brier appearance, his best ever was his first in Regina back in 2006 when he went 6-5. So he has the opportunity now to win his 6th game here on a Tuesday night with 2 days of round robin play still to go.
This is big time dangerous. I know it's the only way he can get shot rock, but he ticks the guard or ticks one of those top red. It'll slide right through. It'll be a steal of 3.
I thought he might just play a hit and give up one, considering the score.
Brad Juraszkowski is on the left. Robert Borden is on the right. Tom Nogler works the house. Well, now he'll have to sit in time, and oh my. 2 for sure. Be close for a 3rd steal point.
3. I think that.
So an interesting decision by Jamie Cooey. Nogler still having a look.
Big time dangerous.
They're going to call for a measure. We'll take a break and then we'll update you on that. But it's a steal of 2 right now for Prince Edward Island and Mike Goody of Charlottetown. Well, they did the measure, and it's a steal of 3 for Prince Edward Island. And a 4-2 lead now for Mike Goody of Charlottetown over Jamie Cooey from the Northwest Territories, Yukon, here at the Tim Hortons Brier. Linda just said we were coming back. I expected them to be aggressive, and look what we've got. 2 blanks, and Manitoba leads 1-0. As we go to 4, and once again, Ontario will have the last rock playing the Yellowstone.
And part of the reason we're seeing blanks is there are being mistakes in execution. We have the 2 rocks, center guard and corner guard, and the one in behind, it was Ontario's chance to draw in with lead second that came up short. That's the one that's dead in front of the Manitoba guard. So that was a chance to get in. It wasn't. But then Manitoba deep on 2 come-arounds.
This raise is lined up right here, but it could drag in this direction depending on where they hit it.
Hooray!
They can do anything they want with this one.
Yep.
Keep going. Hard! Hard! Other way. Hard! Hard! Your side. Other side. Something. Okay. Oh, well, still lined up.
Still frozen and usable out front. So now Rob has to be careful.
Missed that totally the wrong way and worked out perfect. They managed to get one out, which is all they could have done. And now there's a dangerous yellow, as you say. You could raise that to the right-hand side of the button if you hit it thin enough.
Easy. 5. 5.
That's all we want is a 5.
5.
All you want is a 5.
Whoa, Derek, whoa.
You got room.
5.
Whoa, Derek,
get
whoa,
ready.
Derek.
To go a bit.
At the end, maybe.
Whoa, elbow in.
Alan, if you can. Yep.
Hard!
Okay, whoa.
That's good, that's good, that's good.
Whoa.
Sorry, Richie.
Good spot, attaboy.
Why don't we just hit and roll on that one?
3 quarters high.
Why don't we hit and roll on the top one?
Well, you hit the guards. Get rid of
Should
the
drag
guards.
it.
Hideous, is it? And all the
Not very hard, though,
What's that?
That's
Like
where
it's
that's
lined
lined
up.
up.
Hit it now.
It'll go this way, long as they hit it on this side.
Problem is, they're going to leave a center.
Yeah, but they might be shot in the back.
Okay, whatever you want. Just want to drill it then?
I wouldn't mind drilling it. Give
No,
it
he's calling.
They're so close together, Linda. I think if you hit this properly, it'll drag enough. You might make the red double.
Over on sheet B, New Brunswick, Quebec in a 1-1 tie. And it's all yours, Kathy.
Well, there's a couple of guards out front. Terry Odishaw threw a guard to protect the intern side. There's no way in on the left-hand side of the sheet as you see it. And so this is a very thin redirect.
Okay.
I think so.
For Chicoutimi, Quebec's Robert Desjardins.
Yeah.
Nice shot.
Oh, look at that. 1, 2, 3, 4 for Quebec.
Is that any good?
Like that?
Wow. What did he say to us this morning? Thought he was the best 1-4 team in the field. And he made a wonderful run back double to force an extra earlier today in the afternoon draw against the team from Northwest Territories, Yukon. Look at this.
There's hardly any room.
He also has to get across the top of that red one just to shoot it by the back four.
And to push it straight back.
Avoid the jam. Great shot. Couple of great shots today from Robert Desjardins.
Hard! You gotta go! Come on, Derek! Hard! Come on, Derek, go!
Well, we've already seen Ontario come up short in this spot. A little heavier on this side compared to the slick side we've used more.
Good brush, guys. That's good
wow,
brush.
they dragged that a long way.
Okay. Just run double. I think Peel will hit.
Wayne struggled with the delivery a little bit, not standing straight, but this is his favorite spot. Out, turned down the center.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Well, it's zone. They haven't touched it.
Oh, come
on. He stuffs it at the back, and it will stop. Shot stone back edge of the 8-foot.
It's taken this long, but you have to look at that house now and say, well, at least Ontario's getting what they want. Look at the positioning of rocks. Move to the side. They have two in the rings. Slowly, Glenn is working away, trying to get some points set up.
Brings a double into play, doesn't it?
Well, we roll it the other way.
Yeah.
You roll that way?
We roll that way?
Never. Nice. Doesn't look much ice.
I think he's scared of the jam too, eh? I don't know.
Oh, okay. You look for ice here. Here? I bet you that gets me.
Yep! Down! Hard!
Alan Liber playing third stones here in the fourth.
Whoa! Whoa! Yep!
And B going the other way now.
Whoa.
Good.
Manitoba sitting two without the last rock.
Not too sure why he's rolling it that far.
Normal.
Normal.
No, normally you need
double now.
that
The yellows
big roll.
You like board?
3/4.
Firm board, like across the top?
Oh, yeah, this way.
Yeah, that's normally you need though, Wayne.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
Okay.
so, too.
Yeah, it's
Okay.
a 12-foot double.
How much
Firm
weight?
board.
Glenn. Just normal.
Yeah.
Yeah, you need normal.
Trying to save the shooters. They don't want to throw it too hard, but it would obviously be more important to make that double.
Trying to leave the Yellowstone separated as best they can.
Whoa! Whoa! Close!
Yep!
Whoa! 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 Yep!
Stay with it, buddy. Stay with it.
No, just drives it across. Rolls the shooter over. And in behind cover.
Good shot.
I was watching the roll.
Yeah, no. You made the roll.
Yeah, on the way too.
Watching the roll the whole time.
Oh, yeah, I just want to try to make the double. Whatever.
Have to try it though, right? Unless you want to play the freeze right now.
Well,
I don't mind that for now.
I like the draw.
1-0 game, eh?
Yeah.
If he makes a double and roll behind, we could be in the same. We could be in a bit of a problem.
Right. You can make it double too.
Well, no, if I hit and roll center line, he makes the double and rolls behind, I might not have a freeze with my last one.
No, I said you could make the double right now too.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I could do that.
But
Pretty flat, eh? If I hit and roll right into here, it's hard for him to roll behind. Let's go nice weight with the out turn and try and get it over into here so that he doesn't have the double, okay?
okay.
A lot of bad things could happen.
It should
with
curl, I think, eh? Try and hit half a rock with nice weight.
Okay.
Oh.
Even if we roll over there, you got to less weight.
6 of 1, half a dozen, isn't it? You could draw for 2. If you you'll probably set up a double by doing it. If you miss this double, though, you're probably giving up a deuce.
So he can't make the double and roll behind the corner.
The way to avoid the double would be to try and get something maybe nestled. They were looking at the freeze, but man, is that a tough shot.
Yeah, Wayne rolled to a great spot.
Yeah, Wayne's curled.
Nice weight so far is 10.5 seconds hog to hog for those that are keeping track of that encyclopedia of takeout turns.
Little down.
Yep. Yep. Hard.
Rob Fowler and his
Hard.
first.
Whoa, 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 hard, hard, whoa, whoa, whoa.
Oh. And a little too thin, and it'll slide too far.
That's a line call.
Yeah, we just overcooked it.
Was Alan in the house calling yes? Rob trying to call them off.
Just overcooked it a hair, eh?
Oh, I thought it was going to curl.
What's that?
I thought it was going to curl pretty hard.
Yeah.
Turn. What are the draws doing? They run for a while, don't they?
Well, Havels went crazy, but he did throw late. How about there with normal?
I don't know.
Good news for Ontario is Glenn could hit and roll out and probably still score 2. Wayne's is right in behind the guard in front of the tee line.
We're disagreeing on the ice, so I'm going to take normal.
Why don't you go inside out?
Could go inside out. We know that ice.
You guys seen it a bunch of times.
Like just hack, just inside center.
Just
will come
make
up all
that
day.
good finish from the hog end, eh?
I almost seen him go hard.
Yeah, I hear you.
Go this way or freeze? Throw board?
Solid hack.
Yeah.
Hack.
That's what I mean.
What's happening?
It was Brent and Craig changing Glenn's mind about the shot, and Wayne really wants to know exactly the weight they're
You're
asking.
making the shot way harder than it has to be. Like
No,
hack
this is the
weight.
easiest spot, I think.
Do you think I don't convince that intern's going to run real straight? That's my problem.
Yeah, we know this will curl.
This is going to curl like crazy.
Just inside center.
Why don't you throw
solid
board?
hack, it'll come
Board
up.
you've seen.
Okay,
You
board
just see the shot.
waiter right there.
Well, Wayne was right to go down because that was a lot of chatter and gesturing, and it really wasn't certain what everybody was trying to accomplish. So at least it's clear now. Board weight, broom move to the other turn.
I like the board weight call this way too instead of normal. You had a little bit more chance for error. Not going to roll as far.
Yep. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Whoa, whoa. 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 Whoa.
Yep.
Clean. Yep. Yep.
Oh, boy.
Shot.
That's a
Well,
pistol.
Kathy,
it
Nova
sounds like.
Scotia put 3 on the board in the second. They blanked the third. Final rock on the way now from Saskatchewan. Scott Manners of Battleford, and he's, facing a couple?
He is. He made a great shot in his first one. He corner froze the shot stone, but Jamie Murphy just ran a guard back and picked it off.
Make sure.
And so it is a draw, the same draw he made on the first one, only this time it can count for one.
You're good. You're good.
For the single point. Nova Scotia continues to lead. Rob Fowler.
Yep. Hard. Clean. Yep. Yep. Hard. Hard, guys. Hard. 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 Right up.
How did you yelling whoa? Were you yelling whoa? Nobody yelled whoa. Robbie, did you yell whoa?
Well, this is not a rarity. We just haven't seen it very often from Ontario.
What's that?
Linda, a chance for 2.
No, just average 1 deuce per game, and it's been very hard fought for Glenn. I really like the way this end went. It didn't go perfectly at the beginning, but gradually Glenn moved the rocks around. He's very slow in his setup, and this is a chance, a nice chance, repeating the shot, hit for 2.
Whoa.
It's curling earlier.
Whoa.
No. Yep.
Off. 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 Clean. You're okay. Just whoa.
Ah, boy. Shooting skipper.
So Ontario gets the
hit it a
deuce.
little early on you.
They get a couple here in 4 to take the lead 2-1, going to 5.
Maybe a pound hit.
Yeah, let's go over to sheet A again and check on Jamie Cooey. After giving up that steal of 3 in the third, and you look at that, There's 1, 2, 3. They're certainly lying 3. That's Prince Edward Island. Final stone now, Kathy, from Jamie Cooey.
Well, we certainly have seen a great momentum shift on this sheet with that steal of 3. PEI making everything and just really struggling this end. Yukon Northwest Territories is, but Jamie can get to the 4-foot for 1 and draw within 1.
And look at Tom Nogler jump out as well to help drag this one for shot stone. And yes, they'll get it there. For the single, 4-3, PEI. The Brier is curling's biggest stage, and every man on the ice here in Saskatoon grew up dreaming about being right here. Well, every man except for one. Manitoba's Alan Liburn never dreamt about playing in the Brier as a child. It didn't even cross his mind once. That's what happens when you grow up in Scotland. He had his own dreams then, and one did come true when he skipped his team to a Scottish Junior Championship back in 1992. And at the time, he was the rising star of Scottish curling. But a year later, he moved with his family to Canada. When he got here, he quickly realized Manitoba is one of the toughest places to curl in the country if you want to make the national championship. Year after year, it was the names such as Peters, Burtnick, or Stoughton that won the tankard. But a phone call 2 years ago from an old friend, Brandon's Rob Fowler, changed his fortunes. And when they teamed up and beat the likes of Stoughton and Mike McEwen in this year's Manitoba Provincials, it made 19 years of frustration disappear. Now a proud Canadian, Liburn has set a new goal: to wear the maple leaf on his back. Funny how a guy who grew up wearing the navy and white now just wants to be dressed in red. And of course, Alan's brother, William, is the 5th player. Kayla Liburn is here as well as her husband, Hugh. And over in Portsmouth, an older brother, Drew, who serves with the Royal Navy. He stays up late, and a few hours after we're done, he watches the games on video on demand. So it's quite something to watch.
That's great.
Line only, line only. Close. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
We talked about Glenn Howard last and doing such a good job of moving rocks around, eventually using the corner guard that up till now had just been lying there waiting for something to happen. Wayne Madaw with the great hit and roll behind. Now this end, it's the angles around the center again. We'll see if anything gets moved over so that Rob Fowler has more room to work.
We could guard.
That's not a bad situation.
Is guard any good?
Yep.
Like tight guard?
Yeah,
I think.
halfway.
Sure.
Where? How far? Okay, halfway. Could you said halfway? There's terms for these things.
With the Ontario stone in the back of the button shot rock, Glenn is just going to guard this situation.
Yeah, the Saville and Lang figured that out in a hurry. He said because of the angles, these teams play these type of shots so often. They're so good at it. You see this situation more often than other teams. And
Should be good. Clean.
they feel that it's going to take a couple tries for Rob Fowler to get at that back Ontario rock.
A little bit. Yep. Come on. That's good.
Okay. Ontario is shot stone, back edge of the button. Manitoba does have the last rock here in 5.
I'm trying to see if one stone is further up than the other to get some spin off with the shooter.
Doesn't look like it is, though, does it?
It looked pretty even to me.
It's a good chance you could leave this red one right dead center. I'd love to roll it away.
Yep. Try and get a real thing. Yep. Keep coming. Okay.
Oh, there's red there, isn't it?
Yeah.
Well, lots of pressure on New Brunswick by this Quebec team. Kathy, Terry Odisha out of Moncton, his last.
Trying to make a lot of granite move here, Vic.
Whoa!
Oh, and he did a nice job. Spins in for the single.
Move that one out of the way. Yeah.
Both teams, Russell, you know this New Brunswick side very well, and we've seen Quebec make some really good shots. Really, their records belie the way they've been playing.
Oh, no question. Terry, Tide coming home against Glenn. He's lost his first 3 games, were really close against 3 of the contenders. You just saw an unbelievable shot that Quebec to get that 4-ender. That was a shot in the heart for New Brunswick. And you know, the teams are so good here. You bring your A game, you still might lose, but they played well. We said it earlier. Quebec was saying that they're the best 1-4 team, and I think New Brunswick's got the same argument.
These two are killing us.
We say it often, Linda. It can be just one shot, one stone not in the right spot, and if the other, they're so good here, they'll just jump all over.
Well, we've already said that Glenn Howard has been on the good side of all those angles and those one shots and those final shots that he made. Nice ones, granted, but to win games, and some of those other teams just couldn't make that final shot.
What'd you say? 3/4.
They need to disturb something in that house. The angles are not set up for Manitoba.
Yep. Hard. 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 Yep. Whoa, 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 whoa. That's fine. Good shot.
Well, we mentioned that Alan Lyburn is a 92 Scottish junior champion. The World Juniors are currently underway in Östersund, Sweden. Good day for the Canadian men. They win twice. That's Brendan Butcher and his team from Edmonton. And Canada's women's champion from Red Deer, Jocelyn Peterman. She's now 5-1 with a win in 7 ends over Switzerland. Remember now, Peterman's lost her first and has now rattled off 5 straight wins.
Well, the nice thing for Manitoba is they did get things moving. They did get things separated. Unfortunately, it's Ontario with the first chance to get another one in behind cover if they can get a roll off this rock.
Go, 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 go. Great shot. Attaboy. Beauty. Attaboy, Wayne.
Pistol, Wayner.
Nice shooting, partner.
Great shot.
Pistol.
Thanks.
Attaboy. Finally got the broom in the right spot.
That'll make him feel better.
And I thrown it there too, right? I knew how straight it was.
It wasn't curling.
Russell, am I fair to say his downweight stuff's a little better than his upweight stuff when I'm talking about Wayne Middaugh right now?
Historically, no. He's a great hitter, but you're right. This week, I think, Vic, he struggled with some of the big weight stuff, and they're both so smart at reading ice, and they just were a little off here early, I think, and you just heard Wayne say, well, I thrown one in that spot. I knew exactly what I was going to do, but yeah, and the soft shots have been really good to Wayne.
Whoa! 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 Whoa!
Trying to slice this one. Oh, going to get a little more of that yellow and slice it back. So now it's 3 Ontario rocks in there.
Look how this started too. There was a couple of great freezes by both teams, but then when that angle wasn't quite right for Manitoba, Ontario simply threw up a guard, and they've had them in trouble the whole end.
Rob looking around trying to figure out how he's going to get out of this trouble, depending on where Glenn puts this rock.
What, do you guard it high? Do you guard it high?
Not great.
What about half?
Hit it.
You guard it high? If he freezes on the nose, you're done.
Yeah.
But if he freezes high, you got that.
If you go right here, you'd hate to go, yeah, that's not bad. You'd hate to go there and you're just a little chisel in. I got nothing.
Well, he's freezing if
I like
you do.
I like going on this, like there.
That's what I'm thinking.
And then he chisels in. What do we?
Yeah, just hit this. I don't mind hitting that either. I don't know.
Bob, you want to go for the
I
steal?
think we want to be a little aggressive here.
We could be maybe a little aggressive here.
Whatever,
what about
though.
tapping?
not take too much time. That was my first thought, was freeze right
set
here.
up a triple.
You don't want to tap. If you tap it 2 inches, though, the bomb goes into that.
We go right here. What is he doing? Playing this?
Chisel off.
He might play this double.
Chisel off's okay, because you got, hopefully have that. That's why you'll leave that open.
Try that then, right here.
Okay, that's the line. Well, I think you're better.
Okay.
The higher the better, aren't you?
Okay.
Sure. So we're not lying forward. We're guarding the freeze, right?
We want to leave as much of that rock just.
Gotta leave this one open.
Okay.
You know that.
Right? We're trying to leave that one open.
Open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Again, John.
I need more.
I think we're hearing more from the front end in this game than we've heard from them in a long while. Usually they just stay down at the hack end, they get ready, and they'll talk among themselves, but they don't get involved in the shot call.
I think.
Yep.
I think they all are so astute. They know when it gets complicated, they all thrive on it a little bit, Vic. I think they like to be in there and working on it. And, 4 sets eyes are better, I guess. But they have to be careful not to run out of time and, throw off the guy that's got to make the darn thing.
But I think that's one of the reasons this team has stayed together, because you have a great set of players in that front end. They could probably play a lot of positions they have in other teams. And the way you nurture them and keep them around is you allow input as long as it isn't disturbing.
Exactly.
Keep it down, though. We're not heavy.
No, heavy.
We're there.
It's not very heavy, Wayne.
Line's not bad.
Maybe
At the end. At the end. Yep. That's good. That's good.
Blocking off the freeze, leaving the yellow one top 8 available.
And interestingly enough, before the event began, I talked to Glenn about his front end.
I'm the other way. I like the fact when they speak up, because generally speaking, and I'm going to say 99% of the time when they speak up, they're right. And they come up with, they don't panic. They don't ever, I don't think they've misswept 5 rocks in this 8 years we played together. And strategy, they know it so well, they'll come up with situations and make calls that make sense. And that's what I want. I want the input that's going to make us win or do better. And they do. And again, they're consummate professionals. And the key is, like I said, they don't panic. They're right there when they have to be, and they rise to the occasion. And again, they're good friends. And on and off the ice, we have a hoot.
Hey.
Yeah, they're a great combination.
Could have brought that rock about 6 inches farther and stopped this run back, because this opens up the 8-foot for Rob, because at this point I think he's trying to score one. He's no longer thinking 2.
Yep, hard! Whoa.
He drives one by, rolls over to sit for second shot.
Let's play this. Try and stick this one. Even if you take that one by your shooter, it goes over there, right?
Intern. That's sure like
you know it goes dead straight.
Well,
you want to throw it?
Just hit and roll the center line.
I can hit this pretty skiddy.
Basically, you're trying to make this double. You make that double, you're perfect. Right?
Should curl off the line.
Yeah, that's why I don't want it to be too light. Normal.
Okay.
Where do you want to throw? Do you like in?
Yep.
I think the only danger is Wayne. He's so quick. He's got the answer before Glenn's looked at it.
Yeah, this one was a little fast, and it wasn't what Glenn was thinking. I agree.
But I played with Glenn. I felt the same way. I always liked the inputs. He was used to that when he played with me, and he's a confident curler. So at the end of the day, he could just about play whichever shot anybody wants, as long as it doesn't get to his confidence. Really straight spot here. Wayne just played it, made a beautiful hit and roll. They know this spot really well.
Final stone for Ontario.
Clean it.
And Glenn Howard.
Perfect.
Oh, goodness.
Attaboy.
Wow.
Nice shot, Glenn.
That's another reason maybe if you're Ontario, you want to be a little aggressive tonight. You feel you're on your game, and you sense in Manitoba a team that's maybe a little bit off their game.
No question. This is the time to get them. This is the Ontario the game this afternoon, and this game so far today, a much better team than we saw earlier.
Very nicely done. Now, the one good thing I said earlier for Rob Fowler is he did open it up. There is the button available. However, there are 4 yellow ones staring at you.
3:05 to tee here, guys.
Nice end for Howard and the Ontario team.
And this maybe refers to now at this point in time with Rob Fowler. What Kathy said, what they noticed when there was the big shots, he'd hurry up and try to overthrow things and make them almost as if he wanted to go down and drop the stone in the right spot. So taking a little more time here, facing 4 with his last, trailing 2-1 and looking to tie it, going to the break. Rob Fowler.
Hard. Hard, guys. Hard. Hard all the way. Hard.
They're going down the slow side here.
Oh, Samolgowski and Deneau.
Hard. Go.
So far, Liburn hasn't jumped out yet. Needs to go here. Needs to get to the forefoot. Needs to go here. Drawing against 4. Needs to go here. Needs to go. Needs to go. Oh, he's going to come up light. It will be a steal of 1, 2, 3 as they look around the edge of the 8. 3 it is for Ontario here in the 5th.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group. Proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies.
Ontario steals 3 in that 5th, but it's off of this key shot.
Well, this is the 4th end, Vic, and this is when they set up the deuce, the all-elusive deuce. And it's Wayne Middaugh. I said stay aggressive, but get the big shot from Wayne. And there it is, a hit and roll behind. That set up the 2. And it actually, in 5, Vic, was the hit and roll by Wayne that set up the steal. Big shots by him.
Key shot is brought to you by Scotty's Facial Tissue Stylish Designs for any room, which leads us now to the numbers.
Well, you look at those steals, of course, they're important. The numbers look close. So where's the big difference? Well, Wayne Middaugh is 90%. Glenn Howard, 98%. That duo is causing all the damage for Ontario.
Wayne Middaugh is with Kathy.
Wayne, 95% so far tonight. What has been the difference for you?
Statisticians being nice to me, I guess. I'm not sure what it is. We're just getting a little better handle on the ice, and that's all it takes is just kind of get it figured out. It's been changing a bit the last few days, but it seems like they're starting to get it figured out.
Now, this is your first year with Glenn. We have been hearing lots of input from the front end. How much do you think is too much when you've got 4 people talking about a shot?
You know what? Four brains are better than one, and Glenn believes that, and the rest of us believe that too. So, you know what? Somebody might see something that somebody else misses. So, you know what? We're trying to find all the best options out there, and we'll pick the best one and go from there.
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Rob Fowler trying to gather himself up after that steal of 3, 5-1 Ontario.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Ford, official automotive partner of the Canadian Curling Association. By Capital One, what's in your wallet? And by M&M Meat Shops, hundreds of meal ideas, one aisle.
Tuesday night, and it's draw 11. Let's get you caught up. You see Prince Edward Island is leading 4-3 over the team from Yellowknife. And Jamie Cooey, who is one of the really big stories this week, coming in with a record of 5-1. Mike Goody from Charlottetown. His record 1-5, runs it back, and everything sits. And there they are, 3 more for Prince Edward Island, who earlier today picked up their first win over New Brunswick. So Prince Edward Island looking very good here on this Tuesday night. As we welcome you back. You can also welcome us back if you're at home and go welcome back.
Have to do it quite loudly, or we won't know.
We won't know, exactly.
You can play right along. That's the home version
of the Tim Hortons Brier and TSN's coverage. Here at the Credit Union Center in Saskatoon, and it is 5-1, Ontario leading, and Manitoba tries to gather themselves up. They will have the last rock playing the Redstones here in 6.
Yep.
Per Rob Fowler, he didn't really throw it heavy or light, I don't think either. He just didn't read that spot. That side hadn't been played very often. Coming home in the 4th end, there were 2 intern draws light, and as soon as you let it go, you had to think about that path.
But you know, it's interesting. We were just spending a lot of time talking about Ontario and the way they work together. But part of that decision is the brushers. They have to have that person come down to the hack, discuss the path, and really they own that ice as far as speed goes. They have to be contributing. So even if you play a tap on that side, maybe you cut down the ice a little bit, play a little extra, because perhaps that's the easier way to do it. But that's a team decision, and they have to get involved.
The other turn made sense too, Linda, when they knew that spot.
Everybody has to be thinking out there.
Pretty easy up here, but that's a shame because Rob would make that 95 times out of 100.
Or mentally. Confidence-wise, let's just make sure we hit that thing.
Yeah.
Clean. Clean.
And this is the first time that the Ontario team have had that little edge and can bring some of their defensive skills into play. They've had so many close games down to last draw, but we do know that they can defend as well as they can score.
Should be all there, D-man.
Glide's pretty good, Derek.
Looks heavy again, eh?
A little bit.
To see what fire comes out of Manitoba here after that devastating three.
It's just going to be just tight.
Yep. Okay.
I think you probably want to hit that one.
You want to hit it still, yeah.
Stick around?
No, just peel it out. That's harder.
Well,
I like the other one.
that?
I do.
Okay.
Just through it.
Glenn will do that a lot too. He'll
That's just a pebble they put on the hatch, right?
give the option to the thrower because after all, he's the one that has to make it.
A little comment, Brent felt there was something underneath that rock. At the fifth end break, they do chamois and then they do pebble the hack area to make sure that the pebble hasn't broken down completely from all the feet. And sometimes it does feel a little smudgy.
Funny you say that. I got an email from a viewer today wanting to know if, in fact, they pebbled during the fifth end break, and I told them that was just the areas. It would be similar, I think, to golf of suddenly middle of a round, you mowed the greens, for example.
Yeah,
you
exactly.
don't, right? You just leave them and everything's the same.
Every single shot comes out of that hack in the same spot, so they just go to the back of the tee line, which is really not in play. And if anything, it helps a draw that's heavy. But it just allows you to have that fresh pebble, that nice sliding surface for the last half.
Oh, 10-11. Oh, right off.
Okay.
Trying to stay on the nose of that one with the tap.
On top?
Yeah.
Some teams will peel the corner guard in this situation.
Board. Okay.
Drag the play into the rings. Yes, there'll probably be two red in there, but there should be a double at some point.
Yep. Yep.
I think some of that comes down to how you feel the game is going, and I think Glenn feels that this is an opportunity to really make Rob face another tough shot.
That's fine.
Now there's a double and maybe roll buried here.
They're a little
That's
firm,
not what they
aren't
wanted.
they up a bit?
Maybe a hair. Pretty close.
You even have to play that much weight?
Why don't you just play like heavy draw?
Don't even just go here.
To go
Yeah, there you go.
corner.
Yeah. Heavy draw.
Back line.
Well.
I was trying to do two things at once here. Jiggle around the yellows and roll behind that corner.
He didn't take very much ice for this kind of weight.
It'll go here, won't it? Hog line or center line crosses. It'll go.
Whoa, 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 guys. Whoa, whoa. Just roll it a bit, Derek. Roll it a bit. Good shot.
Great shot.
Nicely done.
Great understanding of angles. Rob's got that catcher at the back of the 8-foot buried.
Worse shot. Just have to feel the guard.
I think you have to feel the guard, eh?
There was enough weight and good rotation, so it did hold its line
Barely
to play
by
the
the
little tap.
Great throw.
Very nice.
Clean, just clean.
And there goes the corner.
Gonna go there. I think that's a shot.
You don't even have to be to it, I don't think.
Concern about the yellow one and playing it at any time soon is the fact that you would set up a double. So this is delaying that play, putting a third shot in.
Whoa, guys.
Let it cross that line.
Whoa,
Trying to
guys.
prevent leaving any doubles at this stage.
9. Stay close.
9, 10, it's tapping. You need backing.
Ready, stay close.
You need backing.
Whoa.
Semigalski and No have done nothing here as it rubs and rolls. And
Now that's a big roll. It went too far. It's fourth shot.
Well, I don't know what else you do.
So.
Yeah, you had nothing. Yeah.
Do it.
Okay. I thought it would come across a little harder at the end for you.
Just a little pound heavy.
Yeah, but even
Worst
with that,
part
I
is
thought
that
you
his
flash double.
fourth shot. So even if Glenn doesn't make this double, Ontario will be laying 2.
Is that double?
Yep.
What do you need, a thick half or something? Half?
Really nice straight spot here. You just about have to put the broom where you want to hit it.
Manitoba with last rock here in 6. Skip Stones.
Not real big.
Glenn Howard in his first.
Hit it.
This is too thin.
Whoa, whoa, whoa,
Wow.
whoa. Is that a break?
Keep going.
That'll spin far enough.
That would be really hard to do if you were trying. That is thin. Right over the top of everything.
Wait, that bad.
Boy, it hits that any thinner. This is a double. It's a 3. Yike.
They fade that?
A little and out, but it's just it's dead
Unbelievable.
straight there.
I actually didn't think it was that bad.
Look at that angle. Can you believe it went across
Basically,
the
where
top?
you throw it is where you hit it on that spot, right?
Wow.
Yeah, good point, Lindy. Hits it thicker, jams on that yellow, and that could be problems.
Nova Scotia with a 4-2 lead as they play in 6 against Saskatchewan. And draw against a couple?
I think it is on Scott's first one. He played the freeze. I believe it over curled. They took a good look at it. And then Jamie Murphy made the draw around for shot. So for sure he's drawing against one, potentially against two.
And they're all out now with Lang and Dice and Armstrong and about, I'd say 7,500 other brushers will drag it to the pin.
At the start. Yeah.
That is just dead straight in that spot.
Yeah. Sure.
But I just laughed at that because he goes back.
Sides for double.
Mine, eh?
Probably, yeah. Just board, though?
Board.
Okay, where did he throw his?
He threw it about there.
Okay. There? We're going for the roll, right?
Do we need a little more weight to roll?
Board.
Do I need more weight to roll? Okay. Like to roll away to Craig's side if we can.
Glenn hits it dead on. Rob will play the exact same shot, try to tick that yellow and make the double and get the deuce. So he's going to try to roll over to this pile.
Firm board.
Whoa.
Firm board.
Solid. Close. Whoa. Whoa. Up.
Nose.
Yep. 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 Yep.
And won't roll. Will sit right there.
Well, they changed the plan because it was not going to roll. It was staying straight, so they're trying to make the angle more difficult to sit for two.
Really smart call by Wayne.
Way too much ice in my first one.
That did look like a lot of ice. It's just so straight.
Yeah.
And Glenn was smooth on that one. I did not see an outward
What
motion.
do you see in there? Like just an inch and a half off nose with bumper?
Yeah. Don't have to move it very. Just got to touch it.
Just got to touch it.
This is one of these shots that
So edge of the rock again.
Ontario was in a little bit of trouble.
We nosed it.
Trying for the two scoreboard driven.
Yeah. So what do you want to do then? You want to go right on the edge?
I think so.
There's a great chance he'll give up another
Get the
point here.
sweepers into it.
You kind of have to try it down 4 against a good team, but
It has to be soft so it doesn't roll too far, but you still have to hit the angle to get that back one. Second shot at the back 12.
he can
Just
only,
pushed over.
can only roll to Allen's broom.
Just hit it an inch and a half off nose.
It's there, but tough. You know how straight this is.
Final stone for Manitoba. And Rob Fowler. Down 5-1. Trying to make something happen here in 6.
Close.
Now you got to angle it back. Going to catch it, and you're going to spill and sit. And I'm not sure. One for sure.
Great try.
Take a look now. One at the back. See the one nibbling at the 8-foot? That's shot stone. That's Manitoba 1.
That's pretty close. Yeah, I'll measure them.
Okay.
They're going to call for a measure.
Yeah, these are all gone.
Yeah, those are gone.
That was a lovely throw.
Fantastic shot. As you could tell, any thinner, it's a steal of 1. Risky shot. Well played.
Close. I thought from standing back there, you rolled too far, but
Wainer.
close.
Who would you give it to?
Obviously. I hope it's close.
I always give it to us.
What?
Yeah, I'd always give it to us.
You've lost a lot of measures this year, though.
You just start saying the other
It's
thing.
really close.
You had to bet your Ford Focus on it.
Yeah, that's right. You haven't been with us. Wayne Madai was the Ford Hot Shot winner. So where are we going? Oh, just shy of 1. Just shy of 1 from the Ontario Stone.
Oh, it's close. Yellow.
Yellow it is. So it is only 1. Just rolled that much more. The Manitoba Stone. 5-2.
Good eye horse, fellas.
A free preview of Juicebox Music for Kids is on now. The music video channel featuring parent-approved videos from today's biggest stars such as Justin Bieber, Taylor Swift, Selena Gomez, and One Direction. Contact your TV service provider for details. Hello there. Yeah, cute. Manitoba, they pick up 1 after the measurement. It's Ontario now. That steal of 3 jumps off the board, doesn't it? 5-2 they lead, and Ontario will have the last rock here in 7, playing the Yellowstones.
Go around it.
You have to feel a little sorry for Rob. There was that steal of 3, of course, where the team didn't discuss the weight well enough, and then he throws a very nice stone, a very difficult shot, and just by a fraction of an inch, he doesn't get his deuce.
To sweep everything. Yeah.
So now they have to try everything, Manitoba, to get back in this game. That includes putting up guards and ignoring rocks in the house.
Timeout. Is this the best for his double peel?
Just then the peel, that's all.
Hey, they're worried about where Glenn is trying to put the second rock because they're going to peel off the front soon.
We're going to want to try that double.
Yeah.
The front end so engaged in every situation, and I love that. I've coached teams where the front end, you have to remind them the score in the 5th end. You have to really be thinking out there.
Who are you coaching?
No comment. They fired me.
They're on its own.
Well, because you woke them up.
No.
Good, Carl.
Pretty good. Pretty good.
Those are pretty bad teams you're coaching.
Whoa. Wait only. See you, Carl.
Close, Wayne, a little bit.
Well, oh, no.
Good eye.
Okay.
It's a great shot.
Yeah, I agree. I like that.
Because this one's going there and this one's going this way, right?
Yeah, I hope so. Depends.
One yellow. Does it get much easier than this, Kathy?
Not for you.
Here, Kathy, analyze this.
Well, Jamie made a nice run back on his first one to lie too, and Mike Goody tried to make the double, only got one of them, and that's why there's one yellow left in the house. This is a draw for 2.
For Jamie Cooey out of the Yellowknife Curling Club. And that will put 2 on the board.
After the Ontario discussion, they were going to throw one over the open side, and they thought that would affect this double peel, and it would. If this is made properly, one red goes left, one red goes right, and you could have had a rock in the way. So they decided to loop one around. Really nice shot by Craig Saville, and now it's free to play the double.
Better not move.
Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard. Gotta go. You gotta go. Wayne.
Oh, boy, the little tick, and it's driven right back into their own, and they both go.
Cut down the ice because this was the straight spot. I think maybe Brent was a little inside. It didn't take much.
Curled.
The ones on the house aren't a huge problem, but the ones out in front are kind of nasty, with Richard still throwing and putting another one in play.
Richard in his second Brier appearance.
Should be all there. Should be 3-4.
Whoa, there. Get off it
Previously played with
4.
Kerry Britnick.
Curling. Can you get it here? Yep.
5, 6.
That's fine. Just come right behind. Come right behind. Bump it. Get right over there. Okay.
Quebec has stretched their lead on New Brunswick.
Take that double for now.
Over Desjardins with a steal of 2 and 6. Now up 8-2 on Terriota Shaw of Moncton.
Whatever.
Out there.
I just saw the end.
Okay.
Yeah. What is it, a half rocker?
Yep. I'm sure Glenn's pretty happy, actually, that that wasn't just a guard out in front trying to muck things up a little more so they can make a play on these ones in the house.
Whoa.
Brent Lang. 1 and over on top, and then backs it up.
Oh, God.
Okay.
They all go.
Not bad.
Brennan knows that.
Worked out still not bad. The red-yellow combination will make a red double, I believe. So get a little lucky, Ontario, with that roll. One a little tight for Langer, one a hair wide. Just overcompensated.
So now you need a guard, and you want to make sure that those guards don't line up in some way to make the shot easier.
2.
Whoa, guys. Clean.
2, 3.
Can we corner freeze the guard?
No.
Just 2.
Okay, well, just leave it.
Nice guard.
Shut out.
Good.
Wonder why we shoot so much. What? Bring it here. Like, no way.
2, 3. Can we freeze?
Shut out.
Yeah.
Now, if this comes off, they're trying to make the double peel, but they could go red, yellow, then the double red.
Shooter.
It's close. The old double red didn't get them all out.
It's a very nice shot. And that's what I was meaning about when you throw those guards. Sometimes you leave a line of rocks that actually make it available.
Shot,
Wayne made a nice shot to get those ones rolling. That's why Rob Fowler was asking the brushers if they could actually brought that next guard tighter and overlap it more and not leave a line one in front of the other.
Sometimes angles just work for you, Lang, by actually missing the double, laying that up for Wayne.
No, I know.
That's all right. You betcha.
Boy, he's made some big shots in this game.
Yeah, to my mind,
2 or a little shorter.
he did it to Russ without overthrowing it. I mean, there wasn't smoke coming off the back of the stone. He threw the proper weight to make it all happen.
It's a great point, and a lot of the teams are taught to give it an extension now, and the extension's become a shove for some people to gain weight. Wayne Madaw's got great leg drive, but he lets the takeouts go just like he lets a draw go. He just lets it go, puts the handle on it, finishes it. You don't need that extra, and that allows him to be that much more accurate. He's been spectacular today.
Pretty high.
Yeah, that's right. We can chase.
I think so, both ways.
More hack.
Board.
Doesn't matter, whatever you see.
Heavy hack.
Heavy hack.
You watch.
Negotiating.
Yes, exactly. You watch Wayne when he lets it go, and this is a lighter shot than the last one, but watch, he just lets this go like a draw. It just comes out of his hand the same speed he's going.
Whoa. Wait only.
Lots of weight.
Slight extension.
Plenty of weight.
It's also the difference between that no backswing and swing.
Yep. Nice throw, Wayne.
Nice and smooth. Very well done.
Just throw it hard and get it close.
I know very successful skip and
Pleasure playing with Wayne for a long time, and it's pretty smooth. Great form, but just lets it go. You don't have to give it that big shove. It allows you to control the speed better and much more accurate on the broom.
It's pretty high.
I think I can get it, unless he goes perfect top 8. But
that end's turned around.
Still be close.
Yeah, that's what I was, even if I roll it.
After that miss by Brent Lang, because it was they were piling up in there, the Manitoba Stones.
2 buried with 2 guards, and all of a sudden you look down, Ontario sitting shot rock buried.
Rob a chance, though. That's why he put up the center guard and then ignored the rest of the rocks. He wants to draw around that guard.
7. Line's pretty good, guys. 5, 6. Top 4.
Exact same shot Rob came up light on. He knows the path now.
Got a curl, guys. Go ahead, Derek. Go ahead, Derek. Yep. Go ahead, Derek. Come on. Hard. Right back. Come on. Hard.
And right back to just nibble at the top of the button.
Well, it's a pretty long guard, and even at that, they couldn't get it directly behind the guard.
Why don't we just hit and roll?
What do you think? Can I go within that tight?
Definitely hit it.
I think that's good.
Yeah.
Didn't do too much, did it? I thought that would throw in there a little bit.
I think it's good.
I'd like to get the nose, but I might leave him a double. It'll be dead flat, but what else can we do?
Hack?
Yeah, hack.
If it curls, you might be able to get a little bit low.
That's what I'm thinking.
Sit and stay, that'd be pretty
exactly.
good.
That's the first. Just hack.
Yeah.
Same thing again as Wayne with the delivery. You kick out the desired speed, put the turn on it.
Clean.
Nothing extra.
Clean it. Whoa, whoa, whoa.
And Linda, that's how, as you say, you read everything off of deliveries, and when they're pure like that, it makes it so much easier. Right?
Well, why has the guy been to 176 Brier games and been in so many finals? Because that consistent release is there every time.
And then, so if you're reading from the hack, so let me understand, when you're reading from the hack end, as Wayne would have done there, the release is pure, so all you're concerned then at that point is line and weight. You don't even have to look for the flip or the push. Or
exactly, because you might have to throw the same shot again. And where do you put the broom if somebody slid 3 inches narrow and flipped it out, or if you slid way wide and hooked it? How does the next curler repeat that? And then if you in that particular shot, if you slide narrow and force it back out, if Wayne had done that, and then Glenn goes, gee, it doesn't curl much here. So it's tough to get the broom in the right spot without the good mechanics.
If I get to the center line with hack.
Kathy, have they got the broom in the right spot here for Nova Scotia?
Well, if he throws the right weight, it certainly would be. It would be a shot for 4. Scott Manner's final stone just a little bit heavy, bounced off. That's what Jamie Murphy's trying to tap back.
Got to put the guard. Yes, they do. And push it out the back. Yes, they do. Taking a look.
Maybe even 5.
We haven't gotten an indication for sure. We will let you know if they put up a fistful.
Why?
Hit and roll. Let's go to bed early tonight, Robbie.
Back. Whoa. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Yep. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
Trying to get a little roll with this one.
Roll it. Hard.
Won't make it. That's one of those where you so have to believe it's going to go, and it's hard because the draw didn't want to curl for him. So then he's thinking more weight. It's not going to bend much. And he doesn't get the roll.
You almost have to sweep it to miss it, don't you? And your brain just won't let you do that. A little bit tricky here. There's about 2.5 feet of space, but because it's going to be curving, that hole shrinks to about 1.5 feet. Need a little bit of speed to keep it straight.
Nice thing with the scoreboard, that steal means you really just have to make it go away.
Firm.
Yep.
Go heavy.
Yep.
Final stone.
Yep.
Clean.
Whoa.
Just clean.
Real heavy.
Whoa, just clean. Clean it. Right to it.
Oh, with that heavy.
Yeah. Oh, boy.
Shot.
And 2 more for Ontario here in 7.
Oh, boy.
We'll also confirm indeed it was 4. And Nova Scotia leads in their game 8-3 over Saskatchewan.
It's fun to play against him, but at the same time, it's not good, and because one of us has to lose, right? And when I'm not here and I'm watching him at the Brier, really pulling for him. So it'll be a fun time and good for all the family to watch.
I think the last time we played him was at the Brier in Halifax, so we really only played at the Brier, so it's pretty special, I think, for our parents. They usually only can travel down when we're both here, so it's good to see the whole family and just enjoy that moment for my parents.
And that will be the featured game Wednesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time. Kathy, Brian Mudryk will have it for you. Cooey against Cooey. Jamie against Kevin. And what a story Jamie Cooey is and his team from Yellowknife. So Ontario picks up 2 more. They lead 7-2 over Manitoba. And up by that many. First stone came in. Centerline top 8. Second of the Ontario lead stones. And Craig Saville is bouncing around the bumper. Remember we talked about when we first came on air about the domination that Manitoba has had over Ontario and primarily Jeff Stoughton the last few years. Rob playing for Jeff. What's been the difference for the Manitoba team to your mind tonight? Why haven't they been successful?
Well, I think,
go ahead, Russ.
I think they ran up against a tough team here. Ontario is really outconfident, playing really well. And Wayne made that great hit and roll, set up the deuce in the 4th, and Rob gambled a little bit in the 5th. And Glenn, the angles were so good. Glenn just guarded it, and they never did get out of that mess. And one bad draw, and it was over.
I think the one bad draw is they'll go back to that. It's something as a team you really have to manage, and that's knowing the path. They didn't do that very well. And then the second part is you've got Wayne Madaw and Glenn Howard in the 90% range, playing so well. So it's going to be tough anyways. You just can't give points away like that. And Rob knows that.
And one of the reasons Wayne and Glenn are so high is that front end, and not to throw the Manitoba front end under the bus, but on that particular shot, Linda, you and I talked about it. If Saville and Lang were sweeping that, they might have made it because they would have been a little more communication. It's just a slower spot, right?
Yeah, it had to be planned out so carefully.
Charge.
Well, tomorrow, of course, we will see, and you in particular, Kathy, will
Yes.
see Jamie Cooey against Kevin Cooey right now as he plays Mike Goody of PEI, final in the 7th.
Well, for Jamie, slid in just a little bit too deep on his last one. That allows the double here for Mike Goody.
From Charlottetown. And he'll make the double and roll it in to pick up one more. PEI is up 8-5.
Yeah, we better manage that.
A little more, maybe.
That's fine.
One of the things we've talked about, Vic, is budgeting the losses. Manitoba is looking like they're going to head towards a loss in this game, but they've actually done a pretty nice job after that opening loss where, Vic, you said that Rob Fowler was a little nervous. Then they rattled off the 3 wins, and that gave them a little bit of a bumper, a little edge. And yes, they lost to BC.
Whatever, just peel it.
Here they're playing a very good
Peel
team,
it.
and perhaps looks like losing here, but you just have to keep bumping along. And if you're Rob, you can't get discouraged by this game. You did come up against a hot hand.
Hard. Good. Good.
And in the battle at third.
Well, it's a clear winner here. Wayne Middaugh at 93%. It was going to be hard for Ellen Liburn. I said this would be the key matchup, the way their skips play aggressively, and it was Wayne that didn't just get them out of trouble, got them on the scoreboard with big hits and rolls.
A little more movement this
Player
way.
numbers are brought to you by Capital One. What's in your wallet?
Definitely feel sorry for the team, though. They Rob happens to make that draw. They're tied at the break, and you never know what can happen.
Line's good. 10. Richard, coming down. Richard.
Trying to use the rock in the 8-foot here. It's got great line.
Hard, guys. Finish it off. Finish it off. Yep.
It's back.
Yep. Space it out. Yep. Hard. Hard. Good. It's buried.
Very nice.
Good boy. Good shot.
Yep.
Whoa.
Whoa.
Yep.
Don't stick that. Atta boy.
Oh, boy.
Main's a different player tonight. He's really looking sharp.
I don't think you want
Sharp like Ford Hot Shots. Sharp.
Just keep cutting them down.
But at the same time, fighting that the curse of the hot shots.
Good point.
You know,
Just a 6. Hard.
in the 18-year history of the Ford hot
Hard,
shots,
guys. Yep. Hard,
only
hard,
once
hard. Go.
has the Ford hot shot winner gone on to win the Brier. And that was Steve Gould in 1999 with Manitoba.
And this Howard team have been very good at winning the hot shot contest and then have had some very difficult finals.
Yeah, they're 0-3.
When you're somebody,
Well, they're kind of giving up. No, that's
and maybe
A little bit, yeah.
when you throw it as well as Wayne Middaugh does, or Glenn, as pure as they do, and I'll relate this to golf. They say the simpler your swing, if you break down, then you just go back a little bit and then you work on mechanics, just backing it up to find the point where the error is in your swing.
Yep.
His error seemed to be inside line, outside line. What would he have had to do to adjust?
Wayne?
Middaugh? Yeah.
Wayne, I don't think he takes enough time to set himself properly in the hack sometimes. He, you know, and it just doesn't take much. Once you slide out crooked, you're on ice. You can't do anything about it.
Nice toss. Thank you.
So when you teach, Linda, then you also try to teach
the
the simplest of deliveries?
Well, you certainly teach a lot of straight lines. People get into this stage of their careers and you see some feet moving sideways and around the hack and all sorts of things. That does complicate the body's ability to come forward. And research has shown that the setup in the hack is the largest reason you come out straight on line. You get the body set, you get the stone set in the right place, and then if you keep those little lines straight, you're going to hit the broom.
Looks tight.
While we're on that subject, Vic, you look at Wayne, you look at Glenn, you look at Kevin Cooey, arguably 3 of the top players here, all backswings. You look at Jeff Stoughton, Jonathan Meade. We watched them all last year thrill us, all backswings. And I think what is old is new again. We don't teach it.
No.
But if you're a new player, I wouldn't think it would be wrong to give it a try and see how you like it.
And in Wayne's case, he uses the 2 styles. He uses the no backswing for the softer weights and the swing for the bigger weights.
It's a great idea.
It's very effective for the speed.
I don't know of another player that does that. It's a great idea.
Probably not easy to get the timing down for both, but he does it very well.
Manitoba does have last rock here in this 8th. They're down by 5. Rob Fowler in his first.
Whoa! 7. 7, 6, 7, 7. 7. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
I'll come around and freeze. Just a little tap to get shot. Not quite, but nice shot.
Great shot. But it needed to be shot.
Now we might have to play the red run.
That's a tough move. No, couldn't get
Oh, you make that too bad. Corner freeze on our yellow. Oh, on top? Okay, yeah, that way. Yeah. Well, you can nose it. You can nose it.
We're on the top one.
You need corner freeze on the top one?
What about on our top? If we go there, he just noses it.
What about corner freezing on the top one?
Yeah.
That's a good shot.
Because it's hard to get low.
Still got the same shot.
He's got this, eh?
Oh, was he?
Yeah, and across the top.
He's got to stick that.
Yeah,
Mine's...
but so that's fine though.
I think the corner freeze is pretty good.
If we freeze on this.
I don't want to hit this.
No?
That's too hard. They got to hit that dead perfect.
I don't want to hit it either.
No.
Freeze here.
Yeah.
Or if we get one in here.
Draw there.
You draw there too. Whatever you see, Glenn. I don't want to hit it either.
I don't want to hit it.
Corner freezer here, it's pretty freaking good.
That's pretty good. I agree.
You like that, Wayne?
Yeah.
Where are you going?
We're talking corner freeze up there.
Here.
That's pretty good. And if it guards it, it guards it.
Right there.
Drew right
so the
beside
line
it, how does
along
he,
here.
Right beside it, how does he get to?
Or right beside,
Right beside is perfect. Yeah, okay.
There.
Or on top, sure.
Yeah.
See the ice.
Trying to take away 2 shots here. Rob's got the same shot he just threw, a little heavier. Out turn past the yellow, tap it, sit 2. If Glenn guards that, the only other shot Rob would have is to raise that yellow one, about half of it, hit the outside left-hand side of that red and stick it for 2. So Glenn's trying to kind of get a piece of both.
Well, or you could throw the red into the yellow. There's 2/3 of it exposed. You have to play like.
You know that Rob's looking at all sorts of angles because of the scoreboard, trying to figure out a way to get more than 1 point no matter what Glenn does here.
Whoa!
Heavy, it's to it.
On the corner then. Yep.
Past it.
Yep.
Caught in between here.
Yep.
Oh, they didn't want it there.
Sorry, Cliffy.
Gimme.
That slid like crazy. Sorry.
I know. They seem to be going, my rocks. I don't know. They thought it was late, so they swept it halfway down, yeah.
Did they get? You gonna get that far enough with bumper?
Well, you can throw a nice if you want.
I think nice weight, eh?
Yep, sure.
Right on the nose.
Yep. It's pretty straight here, though. Right there? Yep.
Just a little Christmas gift from Glenn there. Just didn't get it. They thought it was going to be lighter, and then therefore it would curl. But Rob just has to come down here, basically hit it dead on. This red one here should hit enough of the yellow to move that yellow back. Can't throw a ton of weight at it because the red that's already in the rings will only hit part of that back yellow. So you can't whip this.
And the more on the outside, that's the left as we're looking at it, the more the drag will take the red over top of the other yellow.
crowd responding to what's happening in the Saskatchewan game. And they'll pick up 2. Very nicely done. The front end of Senegalski and Deneau had to look up, and you could see Liburn waving them on. He needed the brush. 7-4 now after 8. Manitoba picks up a couple. And over on sheet D, Kathy, this is what the cheering was all about.
Well, it sure was. For Jamie Murphy, rubbed on a guard on the first one, was trying to hit a stone on the nose and pick out 2 red belonging to Saskatchewan, only got 1. So this is a really fine touchback of a stone to bring in 3.
So Scott Manners, Brian Dice, Mike Armstrong, and here come the cheers. Three for Saskatchewan. Nova Scotia still leads. Time now for the M&M Meat Shops Final End Challenge. After the game, go to finalend.ca, enter the secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championship in Sochi, Russia. The first 100 entries will get have a chance to win a $50 M&M gift card, and all participants will get an M&M discount. The secret word is coming up. And back to Kathy as PEI is sitting 2 final stone in 8 from Jamie Cooey of Yellowknife.
Well, he didn't get a lot going this end. He tried, just didn't happen. And so this will be a nose for 1 if he's able to stick it.
His body language suggests that it's not. Oh boy, not his night. Coming in at 5-1, rolls away 1 more for PEI. 9-5 for Mike Goody of Charlottetown. Welcome back. On this Tuesday evening, the Saskatoon, the Credit Union Center, and our continuing coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier. So, a mistake by Ontario allows Manitoba to pick up a couple. Ontario will have the last rock. They have the hammer here in 9, playing the Yellowstone.
Well, I have to say that last end, the last stone for Glenn, it was a little sloppy. It could have been short, could not be deep, left the easier shot. Nicely played by Rob Fowler, so he got his 2. This end, it was Glenn's decision to draw around those front stones. You know Manitoba's going to leave rocks in play, try for the steal.
Good. Throw.
So now it's Peels.
Unfortunately, the first Manitoba rock crossed the center line by a couple of feet, so it's not a great guard.
You guys just dragging this out for us.
Hey?
You guys are just prolonging the agony here.
Yeah, we sweat a little extra on that one for you guys.
No kidding.
Should we 3? Line's good, Derek. 2. Go ahead, then.
Wait's good. 3.
Switch. Might get the curl. Yep. Yep. Hard, guys. Hard. 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 Get in behind that high one. Yep. 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 Yep.
Easy.
Good.
The NHL on TSN Wednesday night hockey continues tomorrow as the Maple Leafs make the trip to Pittsburgh to take on the Penguins.
Clean.
Live coverage begins at 7:30 Eastern on TSN and TSN Mobile TV. The Leafs losing against Boston this evening, and word out of Pittsburgh today that Sidney Crosby has been cleared for contact, participated in his first full workout. Likely not tomorrow, but they're saying maybe by the weekend Crosby could be back in the Penguins lineup.
We get a guard here. If he peels out, we come around it. We're in behind the double guard. He peels the top one.
Difference of opinion here. Rob Fowler wants to hook a guard around that one that Russ just said was not a very good guard. That means that the peel on the tighter one cannot be made.
Well, let's play one more guard, and if we can get it half buried in here, that's good.
I think Allen wanted to make a play already on the one in the house.
Yeah, because if this guard curls too much and hides behind the corner guard, Glenn might just rip that red one that's the dangerous rock in the rings.
I like leaving just half and half. You want a 3?
Yeah.
So important isn't every rock. That first one over curling is causing all these problems for Manitoba.
Hard, guys, hard. Come on. Let's go. Come on, make it a 2. It's probably there for 3. Maybe if you're sweeping.
Good shot. Good sweeping, guys. Good shot.
Hold on, Wayne.
Well, of course, they made that shot.
Wade is so fast that you only have one brusher. Brent wasn't ready. And even at that, Craig tried to slow him down a little bit. Shot is made, though.
Good luck with that. Man on a mission.
Well, maybe you don't want to slow him down the way he's playing.
No, exactly. That's a good point. That's his pre-game routine. There isn't one. He just goes. And I think you're right.
It's a comfort zone, right?
Yeah, for sure. Won the World Curling Champion as a skip and as a second. He's always been like that.
It's different if you're on a roll and feeling confident. And then if you're speeding up, it doesn't seem to be such a big deal. If you're struggling and the timing's a little off, then maybe you need to be slowed down.
Good brush,
good shot.
I think you're going to see Glenn ignore it this time.
Just guard.
He loops one around with the O-turn.
We're on the button, aren't we? Top of the button?
Yeah. How far apart?
P at 1.
3 inches, 2 inches?
P at, what's that?
2 inches?
P at 1 is pretty good, even if he makes it good, right?
Yeah.
He's there. My only key is he gets it right in the nose and leaves it lined up. Then you just got a P at 1. He's going to be top 4, top 8.
You can't afford to hit that.
No. I was only talking about trying to tap. P at 1 of them?
P at 1 of them.
Yeah.
No, they're not going to hit it. They're going to throw the one.
Which way, Wayne? Wayne.
In.
On a shot like this, are you, Glenn said, what do you want to play, in or out turn? And do you defer to the thrower at this point on something like this takeout?
Well, I think in this case, we say that turns are not really that important as long as you hit the broom, but I think they know this spot, and Wayne feels really comfortable throwing the up weight in that spot. It'll curl a little bit, won't run straight. Kind of a nice one to throw the peel.
Yeah, and it's nice to give him the input, too. If that's what he feels like he wants, let him do it.
What's the game story for you?
Well, there's been a big story in that 4th and 5th ends. 4th end, it was the hit and roll by Wayne Madaw set up the deuce, and then the hit and roll in 5 set up the steal when Rob Fowler could not draw against that set in the house. And that's a huge difference at skip. Glenn Howard, 95%. It's going to be tough to beat him no matter what shots you make if you're Rob Fowler.
The game story is brought to you by M&M Meat Shops. Hundreds of meal ideas,
beside the back
one aisle.
So I think I got to throw 10, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
So like a 90 maybe?
Yeah. Moving 2 rocks.
Now, the key with this is how you leave the lineup in the house.
Alan, I think we got to take a little less. At least give you guys a chance, eh?
Rob hits this dead on and moves it to the back 8 foot. There'll be that yellow wall, and if it is dead on, it'll be lined up. Tough shot.
Hard, hard, hard. No, that one's gone. Whoa, 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 whoa.
By gone, he means on the guard.
Whoa, whoa.
This is missed by a lot.
Oh, no.
Oh.
He's going to crash on his.
Where do you want this one? T-line.
Wow.
Got to go in a bit and it's gone.
Well, there's a straight spot, and you get it to the center line, it'll curl.
Not when you throw it like that.
Yeah. Because you can only sit one, right? You can only sit one.
You can only sit one if you get it backward. Or you try and nose it. Your call, whatever you like better.
Oh. Edge on edge.
That nose is dangerous. I think the peel's probably the shot.
I'm peeling it. Okay. You peel it through the hole. It's pretty good.
You're
just kind of run straight, eh?
Huh? It's a bad call, isn't it?
What's he gonna do? If he noses that, we just have to drop 4 foot.
What do you like?
Peel it through the hole?
Sure.
I guess so. I don't know. I don't see anything else.
The only other thing is flirting with that guard and trying to get low, which is probably not a good idea.
Not really. No. Let's try it.
This
7.
is fine. He hits that top. We have a
7?
4 foot, right?
Glenn, you want 7 or 8?
7. What's that? If he hits the top.
When he hits the top with a full 4 foot, he only lies 1.
As long as he doesn't get the back one, that's right.
Even if he gets the back, he's going to be off nose.
Yeah, exactly.
The subtlety of knowing the stones. The running of 7 versus 8.
Yeah, this would be a little straighter rock. He's more, we'd rather throw for the hits.
Clean. Whoa. Clean. Yep. Hard. Hard.
Don't want to hit that back yellow.
Hard. Right up. Hey, shot, Glenn.
And through the hole.
Shot, Glenn.
We really thought this one out. If, as Wayne said, if
half under and show him 2 halves.
Rob taps it, he'd only be laying 1.
Thank you.
So he's got to tap it on the nose.
Yeah, right.
And it will be only biting
Where
the
did I
4.
cut you down to? There?
Yep.
You probably be able to line shot.
Yeah, you got it going though.
Yeah. Try that? Yep. If it's 6 inches off the center line, it should run for a while.
It's not any good to him.
He's got to bump a tempo. He got to bump it far enough out. I should have just full force, shouldn't I?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Touch the floor.
Still a 10. Whoa. Just for line. Whoa. Yep. Hard.
There's the bump. And he will sit. He being Manitoba and Rob Fowler sitting 1. Top edge of the 4 foot.
Just lost it a shade. They wanted to hit it an inch or so higher side. So tough to do. Then the red would go right back onto these yellows, and Glenn could not play a takeout.
Okay.
I think it goes by it.
What are you asking?
I'm rolling on the back. As long as I'm thinking, as long as I make contact high side, I'm not nutting that, am I?
Oh no, that's a lot of space.
The thicker you hit it, the better. But it ain't.
That's going where it's going. I
The thicker I hit it, the better. The other way around. The thinner I hit it,
I don't think you can make it go anywhere but on that angle.
Yeah, I think it's going where it's going.
Peel.
Yeah. We just saw it 100 times.
What do you think, Glenn?
I think so.
It's that space that just goes where it's going.
It's that middle space.
It might tick the back. It won't drag.
That's the angle it's going, so it'll go out this way a little bit. If it drag, what they're worried about is if it drags a little bit, it might slide in this way and get part of that yellow. But they feel very confident because there's enough space right here. You can actually keep that angle. It's not going to drag. So worst case scenario, Linda, I think it's going to get a piece of that back yellow, and that's all they're worried about because that will double them off. He score at least 1, maybe to just save the shooter for the deuce.
Final stone here in 9. Ontario, Glenn Howard. Right now it is Manitoba sitting 1.
Clean it. Shot, Glenn. Pistol.
Hit them both. And it'll catch the one at the back. Spill as well, and it'll be a single for Ontario and handshakes. And Ontario will win it over Manitoba.
Thanks, Alan. Good luck. Thanks, Robbie.
Good luck, boys. Make the final Ontario 8, Manitoba 4. As Ontario goes to 6-1, Manitoba now 4-3. Very impressive performance by Ontario and the entire team, and in particular, Wayne Maddaw.
You got a whole section up there. Yeah.
So Alberta idle this evening, sitting at 6-1. Kevin Cooey, Ontario now joins them at 6-1. Jamie Cooey still on the ice and has a chance as well. But first, let's go over to Sheet D. And as we're looking at this, that Saskatchewan stone is T-line button final rock for Jamie Murphy out of Halifax, Kathy.
Well, if he can tap it back, it is for two, Vic. That final stone thrown by Scott Manners. It takes such a long time to break.
Not enough. Didn't break. And that is a break for Saskatchewan. They'll pick up a steal of one here in 9.
The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by Roll Up the Rim to Win. It's time for Tim's. The 2012 Tim Hortons Brier is brought to you by World Financial Group, proud to be a sponsor of the Season of Champions. Your dreams, our strategies. By Scotties, proud supporter of women's curling for over 30 years. And by Capital One, what's in your wallet?
Well, Kathy, we saw the standings. We have two teams, Alberta and Ontario, at 6-1. Northwest Territories, Yukon, and Jamie Cooey with a chance to also go to 6-1. Final rock in 9.
Well, it's been a really tough game. You can't give up 2 threes and expect great things. And here he's facing 4, Vic. Most he can get is 1 with the nose.
Got it, Carl. Yep, line's good. Line's getting better.
Playing Prince Edward Island. And Mike Goody of Charlottetown. Been quite the day for Mike. And that's the single point. 1 for the team from Yellowknife, and they've had enough. Jamie Cooey will pack it in. 9-6 is your final. So Prince Edward Island and Mike Goody win 2 on this Tuesday. They're now 2-5. The team from Yellowknife now 5-2. It's time now for the M&M Meat Shop's Final End Challenge, and the secret word is E-Order. E-Order. So right after the game, go to finalend.ca and enter that secret word for a chance to win a trip for 2 to see the 2013 World Junior Curling Championships in Sochi, Russia. E-Order. So 1 game remains on the ice, and our cameras are on that too. On this Tuesday evening in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan with the steal of 1 in 9. Now down by 1. Trailing Nova Scotia 8-7 in a game I suggested earlier is important to both teams. Nova Scotia coming in at 3-3 had won their first 3. The rookie team, Jamie Murphy from Halifax, have lost 3 in a row. Scott Manners started off so well, feeding off the crowd, feeding off the enthusiasm of playing here at home. Won his first 2, but boy, he's stumbled now. And he comes in at 2-4.
Got a bit of room.
Nova Scotia playing the Yellowstones. Does have last rock.
Okay, come on.
Well, we've been glancing over to this game, and I think in the 8th end, Nova Scotia missed a peel or 2, and that got them into trouble, gave up 3. But I thought maybe in 9 that Jamie Murphy would draw. We just heard Kathy say the attempt by Saskatchewan to bury took a long time to come over. Add a little bit of weight trying to tap it for 2 when you've got a lot of trouble, and that's what we saw. The miss by Jamie Murphy last end. And if you'd taken 1, you would have had the edge coming home. That would have been quite comfortable.
Hi, Mike. Right.
Tough situation for the Nova Scotia team. The big noisy crowd gave up that 3. The place went crazy, and all of a sudden the momentum switched just like that. 2 beautiful shots for the Nova Scotia lead. Donald, he just put those in there like they had eyes, dead right on top of the button, one on top of another. A little bit light on the freeze attempt for Saskatchewan. Now they're going to have trouble getting in there.
Looks like a lot.
It's not bad.
Where? It's a lot. No. No, Ty. No. Right off. Nice shot, Ryan.
Cool.
We talk about playing the ticks,
Good
and
one.
we talk about it because we've seen so many games won relatively easily once the lead ticks those center line guards away. But if you're going to draw around, that's the place to put it. And even though Scott Manners is putting up some nice guards, he's going to have to plan, as you can hear him behind the house, plan how he's going to finish this end off.
Oh, off. That's good. Shot. Shot. Attaboy.
So it's a timeout, as I just said. They were chatting. Russ has told us how difficult this is going to be, so they're going to bring the extra mind out there to figure it out.
Yeah, well, we just have a real tough We need two dandies. If we go tap to tap, we're just thinking tap, tap, tap. Tap,
You know
tap,
what?
tap.
What if you throw another one? What if you throw another guard?
It's 1, 2,
Whose is it? Whose is it?
Mine.
Ty's
Yours
first.
first? You're first?
Yeah.
Okay, because eventually what we want here is a tap, right?
Yeah, and eventually I just don't think they're going to puke.
Yeah.
Just to move them
We're
straight
doing it
back.
now.
One more, but
We can tap now if we want. We can.
Hey, is it
I don't mind one
Is
more.
it bad if we
Corner?
even rubbing the red over and splitting them? Is that terrible?
Like this?
Not at all.
That's not
Not
bad,
at all.
is it?
Not at
Well,
all.
let's try the tap then.
Well,
Why
I
not?
kind of like what Ty is saying
Like if
too,
we split
because
them open, they peel,
least that's
then we come and freeze to this one.
Yeah, or at least
And then
we
we
start
got two-
bumping, right?
Which one do you want to split? The one in
The
the red
top
and the
rings.
12-foot?
because
So just throw
either
T
that,
line and
either
we'll
that.
just get it out of the way.
We'll just move it a hair.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Just throw a T right.
And then
He's
you
going
got
to be
it from
running the
both
guard.
sides.
He's going to be running the
seems to
guard.
be
He's going to be
peeling,
trying
yeah.
to come after both guards here.
Why don't we just try the top?
Right?
Which one on the yellow?
Like the long
No,
You
no,
could
the long
wire
guard.
it. If you do play that shot, you could tap it, and then you have one over here that you can run in on that angle. Which
Yeah.
angle do you need? Do you need this angle or do you need this angle?
This
that one. Because ideally, what you want is to be able to tap your own straight back and move those two.
Jiggle.
Just jiggle them back. Back 12.
The red then? Top the red?
Yeah. This one, Ty.
Not the guard, right?
Well, how far? Like
Well, you
this?
saw
Well,
Kay
just enough
Montgomery
so we get-
is the
Yeah,
coach
this
of the
T-line's pretty
Saskatchewan
good.
team from
And even
Battleford.
if line's
And
bad or
this may
whatnot,
be, in fact, and I'm not sure there's a record, I'm guessing that this is a first. We have a game where both teams are coached by women, and Helen Radford coaching Nova Scotia. Montgomery is a two-time Saskatchewan Scotties champion, or playing with Sherry Anderson twice at the Scotties representing Saskatchewan, and Helen Radford has been to one Scotties. That was back in 1997. Tyler Lang throwing the third stones for the Saskatchewan champions.
really hard.
Just for weight. No. Lots of room. Whoa.
Close.
Good weight. Good weight.
Not yet. We're missing. We're by the red.
Yes.
Here it comes. Yeah.
Hard.
Now you got it. You got my red. Yep. Go, 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 go. That one, that one, that one, that one.
I don't know, Linda. I would have angled throws to the red. You know, Jamie's going to peel the top guard, and then you've got a rock to run in there, and this just gives him a simple double. It's a good try.
Yeah, it was unfortunate that it was going to set up something. You're going to have a proximity problem with your two reds if you're Scott.
Worst part here is if this is made properly, they're all lined up, and you get three yellow you've got to move.
Oh. Hit. Hard. Really hard. Hard. Sit.
Makes the double. Nova Scotia does have the last rock. They lead by one, and they are sitting three.
A little opening now. They rolled away a little too far.
Good. Almost.
This one has to be made. You have to get it sitting on top of those yellows, if nothing else, even if you don't move anything. Has to get into position.
Love the bump, the second shot rock, enough that you've got an angle for the shot rock. Right now you don't.
Clean.
No. Pretty close to same.
Hard.
Line's tighter. No,
Hard.
line's good.
Hard.
Stay down.
Hard.
Hard!
Whoa!
Mike Armstrong.
One's tracking. I don't know why.
Ryan Dice.
Right off.
Curl.
Just kick this one out. Don't sweep it, though. Good shot,
I was just
Ty.
wondering about that
Fine.
because there's been so many rocks played in that spot, and we saw going away that same path.
Nice
Going
shot,
away
Ty.
was to the right of center. Very straight right now for them.
It's pretty close. Wow. That's the right way to do that.
Good shot, though. Two great efforts.
What are you thinking on mine?
Here's the hair top.
On there, yellow. Just push.
They have some room freed up in that button area.
Easy. Oh, off, Mike. Oh, Mike.
So now you can see that a little tap and there will be a bit of a wall.
Even a freeze is not the end of the world.
Well, let's push
Something in there. Nestle it in.
I like pushing it a little, Ty.
Good job.
I heard Kyle say you don't even have to be shot rock. That's very true.
About a foot.
You'd like to be.
Like this. Get it?
Yeah.
That's all.
Okay.
If we end up frozen, not the
If
end
we're
of the world.
just frozen, is that fine?
It's okay. I don't mind. Been overthrowing my draws a bit, right? So.
That's a great comment, too, because in the game against Ontario, he was back 8, back 12. He just had 2 feet heavy. He let them off the hook 3 or 4 times. So that awareness, saying, I'm trying to convince myself not to be heavy here.
Now this is the interesting part of this game. The score is close. Scott Manners at 72%. You've got Jamie Murphy right now at 88%. Big difference, not much difference on the scoreboard.
Now it seems to be taken off on them here. Armstrong and Dice. They've got a stone. They've got to get by top edge of the 8. Got to get by that stone. No, they will not. And they'll leave it there.
Not bad. Not bad. Good sweeping, bud. Shoot.
Boy, that was a great opportunity. Fraction more weight that gets by.
I wonder if he talked himself out of it a little bit by saying that at the hack end.
A little more, Jordan.
Hey.
Jamie hits this incredibly thin. He'll come off the yellow and maybe squirt in closer to the 4th, but I don't think you can lose this shooter. It's going to stick there somewhere.
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
Jamie Murphy out of CFB Halifax.
It's good.
That's a great shot.
Oh, yeah, it is. I got to try to get to the inside of this, don't I?
That is a wonderful location.
With weight. This isn't. I can come down to this, but I'm wide open. Boy, that's tough, eh?
How big that's there?
I'm not seeing that wraparound on that rock. You're going around that top 8-foot rock.
Then it's this?
Probably all you have.
No.
Just a reminder, SportsCenter follows immediately
Almost, I think.
after coverage of this 11th draw of the Tim Hortons Brier.
Push to there. Shooter stays. You got to hair it with like this. Okay.
That we knew the yellow was going to be close to the center line, but it actually sprung a little bit towards the center line. That's made all the difference here. Now Scott has to just absolutely paper that top rock and just thrown by Jamie Murphy and tap it back and hope he sits on the corner without rolling exposed.
Now he did look at the outturn side, the left side, as we look at this, and maybe trying to get across the face and kick the shot stone across the tee line. Was that there or not?
Don't think there's enough room there, Vic.
Okay.
They also looked at the triple. It'll jam on the back red. They looked at a lot of shots. This is very difficult.
You're out there.
It must be shot. He trails by 1.
Whoa.
Final rock. Scott Manners.
Yep.
Come on.
Yep. Whoa. Whoa.
Whoa. Whoa. Let it work. Real close.
Armstrong.
Off.
Dice. Back right off.
Cut.
Yeah, that's the worry right there. He'd hit it thin, and that'll be it. Nova Scotia will pick up the win, picking up a couple of more points to make the final 10-7. And with the win, Nova Scotia goes to 4-3, Saskatchewan to 2-5. So as you might expect coming in, the two favorites now are tied for the top of the table, Alberta and Ontario, with Jamie Cooey from Yellowknife falling one game off. Manitoba tied with BC, Nova Scotia 2 games back in the loss column. Northern Ontario sitting at that bubble spot of 4 losses. Kathy and Brian Mudryk will have Jamie Cooey against Kevin Cooey. Wednesday morning, 9:30 a.m. Eastern Time, as our coverage of the Tim Hortons Brier continues. It's been quite the day. Thank you for joining us. Now on behalf of Linda, Russ, and our entire crew, the Tim Hortons Brier is here on Canada's sports leader. TSN Sports Center is next.